Start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
Hey, this is Mika Binge.
Hey, this is Adam Fox. Catch every Rangers game right here on 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. Don.
I'll be licking the television screen. Licking it like it's ice cream.
Hahn.
Oh, the type of music I listen to would make you cry.
And Rosenberg.
I expect to be called ball coach. This isn't North Dakota. This is New York.
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
The best threesome I've ever heard.
On ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Woo! 301 in the big city.
Oh, you bet your ace.
With Don LaGreca and Peter Rosenberg, I'm Alan Hahn.
Sure you are.
We just decided just do a little pause there for a minute.
Well, we were talking about something off the air, Don, that you're going to be very passionate about on the air.
Okay.
And that is just the cable situation for these NBA playoffs as we get started.
Let's set it up first.
Set the table, for God's sake.
Yeah, as we are finally where we've been waiting to get to. I've been told by my left and right wingers here, wait till April. It only matters in April. A very Yankee mentality to this Knicks season.
What are you suggesting? Who's left and who's right?
Hey, listen. You guys, I'm the center right now.
Right,
so one's a left wing, one's a right wing. You guys choose your sides all you want.
I'll be on the left. Wait. Sorry.
Peter, I don't think you had to declare.
Yeah, I think you were the one guy we knew. But I was told it only matters in April. Well, guess what? Game 82 is behind us. The regular season is over, and now we have the playoffs for the Knicks. We know now who they're playing, the Atlanta Hawks, and now we can start to decide if this team is going to give us another run close to what they gave us last year, better, hopefully, and potentially, possibly, disappointing. But there's still a pot of gold at the end of this thing, which is even funnier. So, yes, we are in the playoff part for the Knicks. That's the big part of the story. But as Peter was alluding to, Mike Breen last night, guys, said something that like a lot of us that are in the NBA, cover the NBA, follow the NBA closely, knew this was coming because we follow all the stories. But a lot of other people who, there's a million things going on in your life, you don't know this. You're so used to the first round being on MSG Network. We're going to do pre and post. But for the first time ever, and I mean ever, the Knicks will not be on MSG in the first round of the playoffs. And or at all, right. But and game 1 is Saturday, 6 o'clock tip-off, and you can find it on Amazon Prime.
There you go.
Amazon Prime like you dream about.
So there you are, already out of the gate. You're going to have to find your way to Amazon Prime and be in streaming jail with everything else going on in the world, including the Mets and the Yankees, and we'll get to them, of course, everybody. But that's the reality that we are in now. We've done this with baseball, and now we're doing football, and now we're doing it with basketball. And I couldn't believe, Don, how many people, when Mike Breen told the story last night about, for Clyde and I, this is our last game of the year. Yeah. We are doing pre and post, but all the games now will be elsewhere on national coverage. And then when the schedule came out, and I'm like, game 1, Amazon Prime, out of the gate. A lot of Knicks fans were not happy.
Well, they're not happy, but you had to figure with all of these apps in bed with these leagues, they want playoff games. And they don't want just any playoff games. They want playoff games with, big markets. They want the Knicks. The fact that a wild card game in the NFL can be on an app, then it's easy for the other leagues to fall in. You're lucky it's just game 1.
Well, we'll see the rest of the schedule.
You'll see if you can get it, get it out of the way, hopefully, and it's not maybe a pivotal game 7 or, spills into later on in the playoffs. But, this is the brave new world, and I got news for you too. You don't think that when the NHL's contracts are up,
100%,
that they're not going to say we want the first round too?
Yeah, 100%.
And the regionals are all doing poorly. Why? Because of
this.
People cord cutting and because of the fact that, they're losing important games. How many games were taken away from MSG in both the NBA and the NHL by national television, and the money that they spend. And now the NBA has lost the first round. I would think eventually the NHL is going to lose the first round, and it's a shame. It really is.
I do
been going on
wonder
for baseball forever.
I do wonder whether the average Knick fan, if they had to pick it to be on one of the outside things, would you take Amazon? Like, do most people have Amazon Prime already where it's not a big deal?
Well, the other choice,
Peacock, because Peacock could be tough for some people.
NBC's doing a doubleheader Sunday night, but both of them on NBC proper.
Oh, no Peacock.
No Peacock. Now, I don't believe – I have to check. I don't think Peacock exclusive in the playoffs. I don't believe it. Amazon, yes. Amazon bought the play-in.
Right.
So
and that's who,
this whole week is on Amazon.
And then, Amazon has the wild card NFL game too.
Right.
So
and
they pay big bucks for that.
Yeah. And so they'll get game one, and that's what they wanted. They took, of course, the New York market right out the gate.
Right.
Took the New York market immediately instead of because obviously if it's on ESPN, you're fine with it. But it's not. And that I couldn't believe the response. I thought everybody knew this was coming. And it caught a lot of people by surprise that the first game of the playoffs for your Knicks, and a season that, you're hoping this is the beginning of a fun ride, and you'll have to be on a streaming service to watch it.
Well, I think, Peter, it's very possible that people have Amazon and don't know it.
Because they have Prime. Because here's the thing, gentlemen. You may be out there right now, and you're going, I don't have this Prime, but my wife orders from Amazon every day.
Why is Bob Dylan worried about Prime? I mean, that was very Bob Dylan, wasn't it, Donnie?
Yeah, all those boxes outside my door. That means I got Prime. So I can watch the NBA on the floor.
So the point is, though, so guys, there are people out there, they're very Don LaGreca-ish type guys. They don't know what's going on in their house.
Yeah.
They got nothing to do with the bills.
Yeah.
They make the money
boxes
and they shut
up at the door.
The boxes, but your wife may have Amazon Prime, in which case you don't need to do anything. You just go log in and watch.
Yeah.
So,
honey, what's the login? She probably doesn't know.
Think about that.
That's
You're driving home. Think about it. You're driving home, listening to us tell you that the Knicks-Hawks game 1 is going to be on Amazon Prime. And you're punching the steering wheel.
You're pissed off.
And you're aggravated. This app, I don't even know how to watch it. You pull up to the front of your house, and there's like 6 Amazon boxes.
Yep.
And you're like, you punch the steering wheel again. It's like, now after a long day, I got to drag all these boxes in. And then I got to cut those boxes for recycling tomorrow. This is ridiculous. And now we're going to tell you, in your fit of rage, that the reason you have Amazon Prime and you've got the app is because your wife gets things delivered.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes with those deliveries. So
Amazon
the fact
Prime
that she takes
delivery.
advantage of Amazon Prime means you have the app. Probably didn't know it, but you do have it. So congrats.
So there you go.
So
You're
some people, I think in terms of the ones that they can do this with, in some ways Amazon's the easiest. But no matter how you cut it, it is interesting. But either way, we're here. We're going to have playoff basketball to discuss.
Correct.
We're not going to have to do what we're going to be doing, I'm sure, for much of this show today, which is speculating on baseball teams that we may feel really passionate about in mid-April, and it is literally not even the same sport as mid-September. They're barely even related. We are now finally here with the Knicks. Do you remember the brutal Knicks spell in the middle of the winter? What did they lose? 8 of 10 right after the Emirates Cup.
It was 9 out of 11.
9 out of 11.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously you have to play the 82 out. So all we can do is.
So think about this. They went 23-9 to start. I followed this because I was really curious how it was going to end. 23-9 to start. Then they went 2-9, right? And then they finished the season 30 and something.
Right, but they also had a solid month without a win against a winning team. But only 5 games against winning teams in that span.
The schedule was embarrassingly bad. Like did you hear the just to put a cap on the NBA season? This is the first year I think they had 8 teams with 55 losses or more.
Oh, beautiful.
Like it was
you dream about.
Just like
What kind of
absolutely
dream is that?
pathetic product that we
fever
thankfully
dream.
right.
Yeah, exactly.
We can finally just kick that, just put it into the closet, slam the door shut, never think of it again, and now just turn and look at the remaining 60 or 20 teams now get to play in, and at least just say, thank God, there's something now competitive. Teams are actually trying to win.
Well,
Players want to play.
But that's the problem, Alan, is that it's a major, major issue in the NBA that every April gets forgotten about because the postseason is so great. So you get to the playoffs, and that's all anybody's going to be thinking about. All the games are important. All the teams are fairly good. And then once you get through the first round, all the teams are really, really good. And then you got the summer, and you don't think about it again. And then, oh, by the way, come October, oh, yeah, that's right, we got a tanking problem.
Yeah, we remember it by October. By November, by Thanksgiving, we start realizing, this team's not trying to win.
But nobody's thinking about that because now it's on, man.
Yeah.
Now everybody's trying to win, and it's going to be fun.
But so it's on. So it's on. All right, so it's like on right now, and I want to know from you guys, and I want to know from everybody at 1-800-919-3776 is this, because this is the other thing I heard last night as we're watching the Knicks game. Now, yesterday's game meant nothing, of course. The Knicks, they sat everybody. It meant everything to the Hornets. They wanted a home play-in game. They got it. They got their win. They played all their guys. And I'll tell you what, the Knicks JV, they gave them a game. Like, it was not easy for the Hornets to win that game until the second half, and then they finally pulled away. But they got it. So that game ends, and now you're just curious to see this different scenarios play out. Because if Orlando beat Boston, and we knew the Hawks were not playing anybody, so they were losing, and Toronto beat the Nets, which we had to figure that was going to happen, then the Knicks would have played Toronto, which was the favorable opponent because Toronto, the Knicks swept Toronto. They beat them 5 times this year because of the NBA Cup. They played them an extra time. And Orlando was winning at the half in Boston. Boston didn't play any of their guys. And so it felt like a fait accompli. All right, it's going to be Toronto. Then all of a sudden, a third quarter happened in Boston where the Celtics JV, guys Baylor Shireman and Ron Harper Jr. started just making 3 after 3 after Luka Garza.
Oh, yeah. That's Luka Garza.
All these guys that I'm sure you guys all know. They scored 42 points in the third quarter, and a Magic team that had to win to avoid the play-in, desperate. Suddenly we're down 15, and guess what, guys? They came back, tied it, and then lost it at the end. They lost, and that means instead of playing the Raptors, now all of a sudden it became the Hawks again. The Hawks were the team that finished 6th. And a lot of people I saw, Knicks fans in the building, were going like, oh, my God, we got to play the Hawks. Oh, no. And I'm thinking, did I miss something? Did Dominique Wilkins come back to life? Like, is
that Kevin Willis walking through that?
Like what? Like, am I missing something? So, if you're, I think I said this last week. My thing is this. You guys tell me if I'm crazy or if I'm just the orange and blue skies thing. If you're afraid of a first-round opponent, if there's a team that you're like, I don't know if I could beat them, then you know what you're not? You're not a championship contender. That's what I think. And I'll add one more thing to it. If I know I've got a Boston Celtics team waiting in the second round that has spent 365 days waiting for the chance to get revenge on me, I'm going to want to play a team that's going to have me ready for this series instead of a team that I know I'm going to smack around for 4 games and then go home. So poke a hole in those 2 theories of mine that I feel like, A, if you're who you say you are, it doesn't matter you play, and B, I'd rather spar with a team in the first round that's going to get me ready for a brawl in the second round than smack around a team that I know I own and then walk in a little too fat and happy against the Celtics.
Give me the path of least resistance.
Really?
I understand what you're talking about. You know, get the donut on the on-deck circle, right? Make the bat a little lighter later on in the postseason. But if you want to sustain and you think you can make a run, I don't want to have to play extra games if I don't have to. You're going to have a war in the second round with Boston, right? I don't want to have to go 6 or, God forbid, 7 against Atlanta. So it's not a case of I'm afraid of Atlanta. Atlanta's the better team of the ones I could have matched up with. I think they would have wiped the floor with Toronto. Good. Give myself a little bit of rest. Late in the season, I could take a little bit of time off, get ready for Boston. You know that's going to be a war.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Boston, they'll wipe the floor with whoever they play, right? So they got the 2. So they'll play the other
Well,
players,
they're going
right?
to play. They're going to play the winner of the 7-8 game, which is
So-
Orlando and Philadelphia.
Right. So that might not be a walkover either.
No,
But if they end up sweeping their series, you got to go 6 or 7 with the Hawks.
I agree. I understand.
That's going to put you at a distinct disadvantage.
You're right. Rest and all that other stuff. You're
I
right.
understand what you're saying. I want to be tested. And it's not a case of I'm scared of Atlanta, but if you are a team that thinks it's going to make a significant run, then I don't want to have to mess around with extra games. I want to make sure that I'm healthy, I'm rested going up against Boston. And maybe you catch a break and Boston ends up having to go 6 games with Philadelphia. And you sweep whoever you're playing and make them have Tatum have to play a couple of extra games. That's the way I look at it. Not that you're scared, but I want to make myself as fit as possible for the second round.
Yeah, I could see it either way. I guess it's a matter of, do you believe this team has it in them to have an easy series and then be able to just turn it on? Because to me,
I worry about that.
That's to me is the key. If you worry that, like, as good as you think they are, you don't know if they have that level yet of, like, we can just turn it on.
Especially like this. Think about the next 2 rounds. If Detroit goes all the way, if Detroit takes themselves all the way to the conference finals, if it goes chalk, let's just play that game. And you have now, after the first round, Boston, and then if you get by Boston, Detroit. You're talking about 2 teams that see they're out for blood against you, right? It's personal to both of these teams for various reasons. It's personal to Jaylen Brown. It's personal to Jason Tatum. It's personal to Joe Mazzulla. That entire organization. It's personal to them because of what happened last year, right? Then Detroit, we already know. Like every time you played them this year, they took out the belt, you know?
BTA.
A BTA.
Yeah.
Like they, and it was like, throw the damn towel. You threw the towel. They still throw punches. Like that team was angry.
Well, that's a war.
So, like, I don't know why you'd want to like soften, like tomato can your way into heavyweight fights. That's what I'm thinking. And I prove. Now, you could say you don't want to have to go 6 or 7. Done. They should not go 6 or 7 against the Atlanta Hawks if they are at full health. And the Knicks right now, as far as we know, are at full health. Deuce McBride played yesterday and did play well and said he feels great. OG Anunoby left the game on Friday with an ankle thing that they said was day-to-day. So it doesn't seem like it would have kept him out. You think he should be fine. If they're at full health by next Saturday, there's no reason why they shouldn't be able to win that series in no more than 5.
Right. But things happen. You didn't think you'd go 6 with Detroit last year, did you?
Detroit.
Again, like it's what happens versus what should happen, right? That's how I look at it. So I just feel like this run this year is going to be excruciating. I just feel like it. There's something about this team at the end of this season when they figured something out with the offense, and it started to click with Brunson and Towns, with a defense that about 25 games ago started figuring stuff out, and a rotation now that started to figure it out, where a guy like Jordan Clarkson was somebody that's like, oh, my God, this guy can't even help this team, to, okay, this guy's impactful off the bench, right? Like little things that they've done along the way. Mitchell Robinson. I just feel like this is going to be a run, and in the end, it might be fun, but I think the journey is going to be excruciating because of the teams you're going to have to beat.
Oh, this is going to sound so crazy, and we were looking forward to the postseason for so long.
Okay.
If you're a diehard Knicks fan, you do not enjoy this time. You potentially could be overwhelmingly joyful,
You're so right.
and as you win each series, you'll breathe a sigh of relief and have a couple of days to celebrate until the next series. But when you're expected to win, explain to me how it's fun to sit there and watch your team play. It's hard, man, as a fan. It's like NFL playoffs, Peter, right? The Commanders are in the playoffs. You don't enjoy those 3 hours. If they win the game, you'll look back and say, boy, that was fun. But during the course of the game, your palms are sweaty, you're rocking back and forth, you're nervous,
Mom's spaghetti.
Can't eat.
Exactly. Well, the most frustrating thing
Don's
about
so right though. He's so right.
But it shouldn't be that, because respectfully, this team doesn't have a championship yet. Like, To me, it's like once you've won a championship, everything after that's just kind of scary because you're like, hey, we're expected. I think you still have to view this team with a sense of wonderment and excitement about what they could be, not act as if we don't do anything, it was like that's. I understand
that's
it.
Not the case.
No, and I understand.
No, that's why I said the pot of gold. You know what the pot of gold is.
And I understand how people view it that way, but I hope people are able to try to enjoy this run a bit.
This is going to be very similar to '99 when Phil Jackson was out there as a free agent and Jeff Van Gundy was the coach of the Knicks. And the Knicks in that shortened season were a barely over 500 team, and there was a lot of talk about, Phil Jackson's the best coach in the world, and he's available, and he's a former Knick, and we should hire him as the head coach. And Patrick Ewing was like, no, this is my coach. Jeff Van Gundy's my coach. And then they went on this run with Jeff as the coach to a point where the Garden crowd was chanting Jeff's name. And the executives who were quietly flirting with Phil Jackson finally were like, I guess he's our guy. He got to the finals, right? The Giannis thing, very similar. It's going to be like, if this team, we got to, are you trying to just make the finals? Are you trying to win the damn thing? You're trying to win the damn thing. It's about winning all of it, not about, hey, we competed, because the Knicks have done that in the past. This is about getting over the top. How do you do it? You got to get the best players you can get that you can match with anyone. And if this team can do it as a team, then it quiets all of it. But if they can't, the noise that will come the minute their season ends, wherever it ends.
But as far as the enjoyment's concerned, is that if you're supposed to win the series and it's a disappointing year if you lose, that's when the nerves come in. It's when you get to a series and maybe you're the underdog and it's like, hey, if we lose this series but we play hard, I can live with it. Then you might be able to have some fun with it. But when it's win or pain, which is what it's going to be in the first round.
Win or pain. I love that.
It's going to be tough. Now, Boston, that'll be interesting. I don't know what the expectation will be from the fan base of we should beat this team. They'll probably think they should because they beat them last year.
3-1 this year. You're going to expect to beat them, but you know what's coming because they are going to be out for blood.
But Atlanta's, honestly, Alan.
Yeah.
I don't know if Brown survives losing to Atlanta.
That's a very, very interesting.
You lose to Boston, you go 6-7, lose, or you know what? They got the revenge. We'll regroup. Maybe you go out, get Giannis, you see how it works. I think heads roll if they lose.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we can talk about that as the day goes on.
We can. We got lots of calls to get to. 800-919-3776. First.
And no, let me talk to you about something real quick because I do want to get into that. That's a real conversation. And I also want to make at some point, some time during at least ENN, talk about the great work of Rory McIlroy. But right now, new FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get $250 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. That's right. You turn $5 into $250 in bonus bets just for getting started. And when every possession matters in the playoffs, FanDuel makes it easy to get closer to the action. From player props on your favorite stars to all the tools you need to back them up, FanDuel puts player research right at your fingertips, so you can check stats, trends, and matchups all in one place and make your picks with confidence. It's everything you need all in one app. So don't miss your shot. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. FanDuel, play your game. 21 and over, physically present in New York. First online, real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
The Knicks.
It's great to be in this position, but it doesn't really mean anything because at the end of the day, when you get in the playoffs, you got to find a way to win 4 of those 7.
The Hawks.
Atlanta's a good team. They're a good team. Everybody's good, especially at this time of the year.
The NBA playoffs.
You are better than Atlanta. Period. Stop. You should go out and you should beat Atlanta. And it should not be one of these extended series either.
No, you should beat them in 5.
You should.
Game 1 coverage begins Saturday at 5 on 880, 1050, and the ESPN New York app.
D'Agostino, Law Bite Back. This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates. Did you know Social Security takes money out of every paycheck you earn? Paycheck after paycheck. And you're not supposed to touch that money until you're 67? What if you can't work? What if you need that money now? The system is challenging and most people get denied. That's a fact. D'Agostino & Associates has the experience to win, and we win a lot. If you filed for Social Security disability benefits and were denied, let us appeal. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. Bite Back means fight back. 1-800-248-3222. We'll fight to get you paid. D'Agostino and Associates has offices throughout New York and New Jersey and handles Social Security disability claims and appeals. Remember, if you've been denied, call us first. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. D'Agostino and Associates. We win. A lot.
New York Knicks fans, here's a total slam dunk. For a limited time, new Verizon Mobile and home customers can get Fios and a line of mobile for just $69.99 a month with AutoPay. Get Fios 300 megabits per second for $20 a month and unlimited welcome for $50 a month plus taxes and fees when you bring your own phone. Visit a Verizon store today to learn more. For new Fios Internet and mobile customers, discounts applied over 36 months. Mobile and home discount enrollment required. Additional terms apply. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
It feels like everyone's sick right now. You aren't imagining it. Doctors say this is the worst cold and flu season in 25 years, and it's not over. I was just traveling. It was like everyone around me was coughing, sneezing, and sick. I can't afford to get sick, and I doubt you can either. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. Having a medical emergency kit is like having urgent care and pharmacy right in your home. It includes essential prescriptions like generic Z-Pak to help you get well faster, plus important antibiotics to treat pneumonia, strep throat, sinus and ear infections, nausea, even UTIs, and many more common and serious illnesses. It's your kit the moment you need it. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. It's genius. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. I can save you $45 when you use my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. Again, save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Hey there, guys. Good afternoon. We're going to start off in Jersey. Rough ride on Route 3 eastbound. You've got no access to Passaic Avenue in Clifton. Early this morning, a tractor-trailer struck a building. They've got that ramp blocked off. Also, right lane out on the main roadway. You're jammed there from the Garden State Parkway. Inbound George, some road work on the upper deck. About a 15 to 20-minute ride using 8095. Better from the 4 and 46 approaches. Heaviest ride to the outbound George, Cross Bronx westbound, already packed from White Plains Road on through. Outbound Lincoln and Holland tunnels are only about 5 to 10 minutes each. Slow crawl over at the Goethals Bridge heading into Jersey. Looks like we might have a crash mid-span. Traffic is stopped there from the Staten Island side. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
When you tell someone what team you cheer for, do they apologize? Does your first childhood memory involve crying on a Jumbotron? Then you may be a fan of a BST or bad sports team. Luckily, when you bundle your home and auto insurance with Progressive, you're protected from things like fire damage caused by violently unplugging the TV. Or an accidental overhand left to the drywall. Visit Progressive.com today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Covered subject to policy terms. Not available in all states or situations.
Adam Schefter here. Did you know the average employer sorts through about 250 resumes for one job opening? Well, if you're hiring, here's good news. You can now review resumes and applications faster thanks to ZipRecruiter. With ZipRecruiter's new feature, qualified candidates who are very interested in your job show up at the top of your list. No wonder ZipRecruiter is the #1 rated hiring site based on G2. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/sports. That's ZipRecruiter.com/sports.
All right, Don Hahn Rosenberg. So let's get right to the calls. 800-919-3776. We're finally at the place where the Knicks are in the playoffs. We're also back in that place where our baseball teams suck. We will get to that conversation. I promise you, there's a lot of passion on the airwaves throughout the day that we were hearing, so we will get to that. But a ton of Knick passion on the airwaves right now. And let's begin with Roxanne in Montclair because she's not happy with us.
Sorry. Hi, Roxanne.
No.
Oh, no.
Hi. I am as fond of you three as one can be of people to whom I have never spoken in person. But right now I am seriously annoyed because of the rant that you all made a couple of minutes ago that was so sexist in nature. First of all, I am a woman who is a passionate sports fan, as much as any man to whom I believe you were addressing that. I do not shop online and leave my boxes for a man to take in. I take in my own boxes. I cut them up myself.
I didn't mean
you
that part.
depicted women as if they were some sort of frontal lobe creatures whose only passion was to shop and not at all as the serious sports fans, which many of us are.
No, not fair.
Well, no, part of it was fair. Part of it wasn't.
First of all, I was describing my life.
I didn't. And real quick, Don, I'll let you go. Hold on, real quick though, because I brought up this thing. Just to be clear, I didn't mean that men are expected to bring in the packages. I just meant that in my lifetime, a lot of packages arrive to the home. That's all I was referring to. I apologize. Before Don gets his piece in, he may disagree. I apologize if the nature of it sounded like I think the average sports fan is only a man. I don't think that, but I think a large part of the audience is. Don, go ahead.
That's not what I was giving you a description of a man driving home because that would be me. I don't like apps. I'd be driving home complaining the Knicks game's on an app.
Yes.
And when I get home, there'll be boxes in front, and some of them, especially when the cat food gets delivered, I'm going to be the one that lifts it because I'm not going to have my wife lift it. Those things are like 75 pounds. So I was not suggesting that women can't lift boxes, and I was not suggesting that women don't enjoy sports. But what I know is most men are too dumb to figure out how to use Amazon Prime. If anything, men should be insulted because women can figure out. Meanwhile, I'm the one that, when I can go to Amazon Prime and I can go get the new shovel next winter, but instead I'll get in the car and drive to Home Depot and get it because I can't figure out my Prime account because I'm a man and I'm stupid. So why didn't you look at it that way? Maybe I was insulting men as being just guys that care about sports and lift boxes and can't figure out the intricacies of how to order online, which is a convenience. Why did you spin it negative when I meant it more negative towards men?
Because the tenor of it came across as the little woman.
No, that's how you heard it. There was never any mention of only men like sports and only women are on Amazon. I was depicting a scenario in which a man, being me, would drive home being upset the game's on Prime, knowing there's a bunch of boxes there.
Well, it wasn't only you, Don. I've picked that up from all three.
Well, actually, I disagree. I disagree, Roxanne. I think they were both out of line. I'm very much on your side on this whole thing because I didn't say a word, and I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I can't apologize.
I will
for
say
something
this.
I didn't mean.
Yeah, right.
I did not mean to say it that way.
Roxanne,
I'm not expecting an apology, Don. I am just
calling us
you.
out.
I don't because I don't feel. From the bottom of my heart, I don't feel that sexism is the way any of the three of you spin. I don't believe that. But that is how I am pretty sure that's how it came across to at least a majority of women who were listening.
I can hear that.
That's all I'm saying. I don't expect an apology because I believe you 100% that you meant it in the right way. But I would just say be careful how things are uttered because it did come across as a little woman who loves to shop.
Women be shopping, as a wise man once said. No, I agree with you, Roxanne. That makes sense. I appreciate it.
Okay. I appreciate that. Yeah. I do.
Roxanne, holding us accountable. Thank you. And that part I understand. I also think for her as a she's a diehard sports fan, clearly, listens to sports talk radio, listens to us. I think for her, she's sensitive to that image.
Well, so that's the thing.
That maybe some of us in our lives, my wife is not a diehard sports fan.
That's the part,
so
Don.
That's what we're relating our own lives and creating a character and a caricature of something that we've seen in our lives. And for Roxanne, she's like, I don't like being portrayed that way.
And this wasn't the only time it's happened. Think about it. If you're a woman who loves sports in general, you listen to sports talk radio, you're a hardcore fan.
Yep.
This was not the only time where it comes up, and it's just very casual that you assume the wives aren't paying attention. I'm sure she hears it every day.
Yep.
So I'm sure
I can't help.
No, but
she said she's a fan of the show. Then if she's a fan of the show, she knows my wife is a huge Giant fan and Canadians fan and NASCAR fan and loves sports. I mean, I can't disclaim her everything I say by giving my backstory.
But no,
I got to talk extemporaneously.
I know, but this is something I've had to do many times in my life. I do it all the time. I just say sorry anyway, because if it struck a tone with someone, it doesn't matter really what my intention was. It matters how it hit her.
Think about it.
She didn't like it, so I get it.
It's a very Canadian approach. Sorry.
You
and
say
then we
sorry.
keep it moving.
You say sorry that you feel that way about it, and then you move on.
And then we just keep it.
Feel about it.
Well, it's all right. Let's piss off more people.
Here we
because
go.
Steve in New Fairfield's also annoyed, at least at me. Steve, you're up next.
Not really. Quick trivia, though. Roxanne. Who was the artist? Al? Pete?
That would be the Police, I believe.
Well, that's Roxanne.
No,
UTFO.
Oh, sorry, you went the hip-hop version.
UTFO was
Roxanne.
Roxanne.
There you go.
Wow,
I thought you meant Roxanne. I didn't know you meant Roxanne.
You don't have to
Wow, good work there. Good work there. Shouts to UTFO.
Very good. Okay.
Al, I don't not necessarily think you're contradicting yourself, but about a month ago, probably a post religiously, man. Love your work with Wally, everyone, Tito. Why would I not have a little trepidation now? You point blank said, I'm just saying, everybody watch Charlotte and Atlanta.
Yep.
So now that it's time to play these boys, why not a little trepidation? I know your point. Have some bravado. You're not worth your medal if you're not going to go in with confidence, but why not? I mean, you sounded the alarm a bit with Charlotte and Atlanta, especially when Atlanta had ripped off 18 out of 20. So why now a little backtracking on that? I just want some clarification there.
Because I was focusing on matchups. I was saying, and I said this on Get Up a couple of times nationally, that there's a Dragon Slayer at the bottom of the bracket, and Atlanta was one of those teams. I thought Philadelphia, before the Embiid thing, had a chance to be 1-2, and Charlotte was a team you just don't want to mess with, but I can't see them beating somebody in a series. When I say Dragon Slayer, it's not always where they're going to take you out, win a series. It's more or less take so much out of you in that series, it could affect you going forward. Matchup-wise, though, I was looking at Atlanta as a team that if they played Cleveland, they would take Cleveland out. But I do not see them as a team that would take the Knicks out, no.
Do you see Atlanta being similar, maybe like a sub-A to what Detroit was to us last year? I kind of do. Not to the same brutality, not the grittiness.
Yeah, and that's the part that I think is most important. I think Atlanta is going to play a fast game that doesn't always happen in the postseason. I don't think they're good in half court, and they're not very deep. They don't have any size. Like, that's a team that, They're really good. They really got it right. They got rid of Trey. They changed up who they were. They have a ton of length as far as on the wings. There's a lot of great things about them. But, in the right matchup, and that's why I said Cleveland, because they look like they could give Cleveland a hard time. And I thought that's a team that should be worried about who they play in the first round, would be Cleveland.
One thing that I'm sure you noted, that were you not a little impressed? Our last trip down there, usually it's New York South down in those cities, but that place was a rocket.
Yeah, it was.
They have a lot of energy. I don't typically see Atlanta fans like that, but
we
that
did.
kind of worries me too. Those home games for them are going to be tough for us.
Well, it better be. It's the play. You would hope so, right, Steve? I mean, it's the playoffs. So thanks for the call. I also remember in 2021 when the Knicks played the Hawks that place was very loud and very one-sided. Very, very much Atlanta. But over the last couple of years during the regular season, which has always been the case, regular season, Knicks go down there, it's always a half and half crowd.
Well,
I remember, Don, you remember when the Thrashers were there? Rangers and Islanders would go down there, half and half crowd.
Oh, it'd be ridiculous.
Yeah.
But let's not forget, come playoff time, they probably play that old
they don't sell tickets up here.
Of certain zip codes and area codes are allowed to purchase tickets, so they probably are able to make sure that New Yorkers and people from the tri-state area can't get into the playoffs. In the regular season, they probably don't care.
Yeah.
They want the full building.
Well, let's take Greg in New Jersey. Greg, you're up next.
Hey there, guys. First time I've ever called. I've been listening for years.
Awesome. Thank you.
So listen, I was wondering if I could get Roxanne's number. My wife is a big-time Amazon shopper. But I'm interested in she sounds like a wonderful woman who doesn't shop all the time on Amazon and brings in her own boxes. And, I'm interested.
Wow.
Wait, you're willing to make a trade? Is that what you're saying?
This is big.
I don't have to clean up boxes. You do this for me. I'm good. Like honestly,
Right.
I think that's a man thing. What husband out there doesn't have that? I walked out in the garage, and once again, there's a cardboard tower waiting for me.
I mean,
I
like,
cleaned
that's
the
a real
garage.
thing.
I was off last week, and I cleaned the garage. I found so many unfolded boxes, undone boxes, and Amazon returns. That too. Found a pile of Amazon returns.
Listen.
It's the best. I love being married, though. I love her to death. right?
I think that
Thank
the
you,
way
Greg.
things are divvied up in
wants-
my house,
he
I
wants
can only speak
Roxanne's
to my
number.
house
Yeah, I
and my
mean,
situation.
let's see how things go there.
No, I
You
get
know,
it, Don. I get
I don't
it.
even know why I speak because, I'll offend somebody.
No.
But the way things are divvied up is basically things that I can screw up and things that I can't screw up. I can't screw up cutting the cardboard and putting in the recycling, but I can screw up the laundry. I'm allowed to do mine. I can't touch hers because I'll probably screw something up. Because I do my laundry, I just throw everything on the
Now-
same temperature, same I don't care.
To be clear, this is her rules, not yours.
Her rules.
Yeah.
I want to help. I want to do everything. But the way it's broken down is you're too dumb to do that. You'll screw it up. You can't screw up cutting the bottom. Well, maybe you can cut your hand off. But you know what? That's your problem.
Right now, boxes are a very sensitive thing to me because since we removed,
Oh, my God.
my current situation is there's a lot going on.
That's
you
why
live in a
the
storage
whole
room, right?
story was just airing about, the stereotype of the guy being too stupid to figure easy stuff out.
Like finding
But
Amazon
that's not the
Prime.
way that it was taken.
Realizing that you have Amazon Prime because that's
Right.
why you have all those boxes show
Wasn't
up
that
on your
the whole
stoop.
theme of the conversation?
It
is
was.
This guy doesn't even know he's got it for free.
I'm telling you,
That was the
Roxanne felt away
Well,
because she feels like
Listen, I raised my
handle
voice.
my
I want
business.
to apologize for the ear sensitive. Oh my God!
It's a good
Why do-
start to the day.
there's no-
And by the way, we haven't even gotten to the baseball yet.
Guys,
Can you imagine what baseball's going to be like?
I might have to bring up something here.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
The chat is very upset
With who?
with Alan, actually.
What
All
I
right.
do?
Why? Good.
Because they're saying that he didn't want to face the Hawks, and said he definitely said that.
I said
I would like to bring everybody back to April 7th of this show.
Okay.
When
Remember,
the
this is
Knicks,
your producer,
the
bro.
day,
this is what you're going to do.
the day,
Let's hear it.
the day
This
after
is what
the
we're gonna
Knicks
do.
Oh no!
beat
We're
the
going to do
Hawks,
this?
but there is context.
You wonder if some people actually pay attention to other teams besides the Knicks and the Celtics and OKC.
This morning-
Because you just outlined why you should get excited about beating the Atlanta Hawks and why you should try to avoid having to play them
Yes.
in the first round.
Oh, yeah, you're out of your mind if you want to be the fourth seed. No way. No. I'll take the Sixers, even with the fact that they have a healthy Paul George. I'll take that over that Hawks team all day long.
Now, you never said anything
Wait
about
a
the
second.
Raptors,
I didn't
and
say
you
I
said
didn't.
fourth seed.
See, this is terrible context. I never said I wouldn't play them. I said I'd rather play other teams. I'd rather play the Raptors. But now that you got to play them, I look at it as, well, you know what? Iron sharpens iron. Good. Give me a team that thinks they've got a puncher's chance instead of me like smacking around a team that I know I can beat, that knows I'm going to beat them. Give me that so that I am ready for the Celtics. Because, by the way, I've watched that Celtics team for the better half of this second half of the season. They're scaring the hell out of me. They got guys you've never even heard of doing things in the league, not in the G League, in the league that, like, you don't expect. You don't even know where these guys played in college, if I name some of these names. You're like, who's that? And they're killing it on that team. Yeah. That's why everybody mad at me when I went on Get Up and said, if the East runs through Boston, how dare you? Wait and see.
How could the East not run through Boston?
Everybody got upset about that. The people in Detroit got upset, and everybody in New York got upset.
But that's the one team
guys,
that's showing.
are you not watching the Celtics? Look at this team. Baylor Shireman.
That's Baylor Shireman to you and me.
Luka Garza. Guy that people said probably couldn't play in the NBA, even though he was player of the year in college because he didn't move well. Celtics found a place for him. They got dudes playing, and you're just like, what? What's this? Neemias Queta. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
It's Neemias Queta.
A lot of vowels.
But still, this is the team that's been there. It was Indiana last year. They're obviously don't exist.
Yeah, but
Who
in
else
that
are you
little
supposed to
clip
think it
there,
is?
in that clip, just all my YouTube friends, God bless you all. Thanks for watching and for remembering. I said I'd rather play other teams. But if you think the Knicks should be a scad, you're not paying attention. 800-919-3776. More your calls coming up. We'll get into the Yankee Met disaster. Baseball season already over in New York. Well, not really, but not great. All that and more coming up. Hahn Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
This is Rick Brunson, the assistant coach from the New York Knicks. I'll be driving to our games this season in style in my new Jeep Gladiator from Princeton Jeep. My friends at Princeton Jeep gave me all-star treatment, and you can expect the same thing. Just mention I sent you, and they'll treat you like family. Princeton Jeep has tons of inventory and great deals on new vehicles. Visit Princeton Jeep at 1045 State Road in Princeton, New Jersey, or online at PrincetonJeeps.com and tell them Rick Brunson sent you.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
In today's fast-moving job market, staying ahead means keeping your skills sharp. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we help keep your capabilities cutting edge with our skills-based education programs designed to move your career forward. Explore more than 135 degrees and certificates in business, cybersecurity, and more. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
Smalls here. What if you could enjoy the flavor of a cocktail without the alcohol? Meet RK Zero Proof, a pioneer in the alcohol-free spirits category that delivers bold taste and a warming sensation, but with zero alcohol, zero sugar, zero carbs, and zero calories. So you can celebrate with friends, unwind after a long day, and wake up tomorrow feeling great. It's all the ritual of a drink without the regret. Discover RK at rkbeverages.com. That's ARKAY beverages.com. RK, the spirit without the alcohol.
It's deck days at Lowe's, and the savings are stacked. Right now, pros get 15% off all in-stock composite decking from top brands like Trex, TimberTech, and Decorators. Plus, get a free DeWalt 20-volt max 5-amp-hour battery when you buy a select DeWalt tool. The deck's stacked in your favor with brands pros trust. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 4/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Step inside the game you love with the NBA app. Tap to watch every game as it's happening.
Jalen Brunson does it again!
And never miss a moment of the jaw-dropping action. Get closer to the players than anywhere else. Follow the latest schedules, scores, and stats. Keep up with every story from across the league. And with NBA ID, it's all personalized to you. The game lives here. Download today.
25 a month, 5 whole years. Same sweet number in your ears. Check it in a year, check it in 5. This ain't optimum 5, but price is still alive. 25 a month, 5 whole years. Same sweet number in your ears. Get Optimum famously fast fiber internet. Optimum.com/25 for 5. Or call 8884-OPTIMUM. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
Oh, we love Roxanne now. We do. Hopefully she's
Even
still
though he
listening.
meant the other Roxanne.
Well, the question about the Roxanne, but because we had a call, was it Eddie Murphy?
Yeah.
Was it 48 Hours?
Yes.
Singing this, right? That's all I got. I was just trying to remember if I had the movie.
You had it, though.
That must have been tough in 1982 to get a Walkman in prison. It must cost you a lot of cigarettes.
No, listen, people were always getting Walkman in prison. You kidding me? 100%.
You get that with the pillow and the mattress?
Yeah. Wait a minute. Walkman in 1982, there weren't many even in society.
That was a big deal, man.
Yeah, I guess early 80s was the beginning of the Walkman.
Do you remember the first time you put the headset on and heard the pristine music in your ears?
Of a disc?
That?
No,
just of a Walkman.
To me, they existed from the whole time I was little, so.
Yeah. For me, because I grew up with a transistor radio, basically, right? Like there was no, boombox until I think 84.
Yeah, they didn't even invent the television yet when you were young.
Transistor radio. If you had headphones, you just had the
one earbud,
and
it was awful. That's literally how I heard that John Lennon died.
Wow,
on a transistor radio playing Cars on the bedroom floor.
So I have my own examples of things like that I'm proud of.
Okay,
because it's like so old. That what you just described was so old.
That's very old.
Like that is old.
That's old.
Like it was when John Lennon died.
1980.
Yeah, no, I was alive barely.
Okay,
it was when John Lennon died, and you were listening on the transistor radio.
I was.
Isn't it amazing
in
that
my room, the Emerson.
We will get, and I guess our parents have gotten to see an incredible level of change.
Oh my God!
When you think of what our parents grew up with.
Yeah.
What year's your mom born?
1946.
Mine's 47. Right.
Mine's 42.
40. So that they've gotten to see it literally go from true old-timey to now just a completely although who knows, we might see more. Maybe for us it'll be even crazier.
Well, we all say that, right? Because I always think of my grandmother born in 1910.
And she made it till when?
Horse and buggy.
Right. And she made it till
90.
She made it to 2000?
She died in 2000.
Wow.
Crazy,
That's
right?
a lot. That's a hell of a run.
And I told you the story. She just called it a day.
Yeah, well, by the way, great call by her.
She just
She
said,
skipped out on social media.
Good. Got to the millennium, I'm done.
She skipped the worst time.
Loved it. But so whatever we're going to see in our lifetimes, hopefully when we live forever, it's pretty crazy. But right now we're going to live to see the Knicks and try to make another run in the postseason. It begins Saturday, Game 1, Saturday 6 p.m. at the Garden on Amazon Prime. That's right, on Amazon Prime. But we will have pre and post on MSG in case you're wondering. Bob in Florida has a very interesting take on the matchup with the Hawks.
Hey, Bob.
What's up? Love the show. I love you old guys. I truly believe that Atlanta lost on purpose to play the Knicks, and that should give the Knicks fuel. On top of that, the Knicks lost to them in 2021, so that's more fuel, getting revenge, beating them. But the fact that Atlanta lost on purpose to play the Knicks, that should say, you want to play us, we're going to beat you. And that's not good because they would have either time against Cleveland, as you said. And I believe that if you pick your opponent, that will come back to bite you.
Always
so
be
I do
careful
think
what you
Atlanta made a big mistake, and Knicks should get that should fuel the Knicks.
You would think so, right, Bob? You would think so. Thanks for the call. Here's one thing to think about, though. The fuel part, like Atlanta couldn't control the fact that the Magic were going to pee down their leg and lose in Boston to a bunch of backups. That shouldn't have happened. Orlando wins that game. The Knicks play the Raptors.
Right.
But Atlanta just made their own call and said, we're either going to finish 5th or 6th. We don't care. We'll play either team. We're resting our guys. And it just so happened to work in their favor. But I don't think they could have controlled. Did anyone really think Orlando was going to lose in Boston?
But see, that's why do you really think they made a conscious decision?
I think they made a conscious decision, Don, to just say, like, we don't care either way.
Yes.
We're fine.
Because you're seeing it, like, even in the NHL over the last couple of days. Crosby and Malkin didn't play that first matchup against Washington in a home-and-home. Like, they've clinched.
Mm-hmm.
Last night, Ottawa clinched the day before, so when they came to the Rock, they didn't play Kachuk, they didn't play Sanderson, they didn't play Stützle. Because how often do you get a chance this late in the season to be able to rest players, get ready for the postseason? So, and that's not like – now, they could still affect where they finish in the wild card. I don't think Ottawa lost to the Devils last night because they'd rather play – Tampa than Carolina.
Isn't it harder to do?
They just saw a chance to take a day off, and they did.
Isn't it harder to do in hockey, though? And see, the problem in basketball is that it seems too easy to just pick your team and figure it out. But I do think that's a dangerous thing. Now, one other thing I wanted to point out is those who are talking about revenge in 2021. You know what the lineup was in 2021? First of all, no Brunson.
No.
Julius Randle was the star. There was no really other star-level player on the team. Elfrid Payton was the point guard. Nerlens Noel was your starting center.
Who was the next scorer, though? There was a secondary scorer for. Well, R.J. Barrett was on that team, correct?
Yes, Barrett was on that team.
Yeah,
right.
Burks on that team.
Yeah, Alec Burks. Like those guys, like did a pretty good job just making the playoffs and being like a team. And in fact, having home court, which is pretty amazing. I think they fourth seed, right? Weren't they the fourth seed?
Yeah, they were the fourth.
Yeah. So, but you can't like pretend like there's a revenge factor. There's no Trae Young. He's gone. And there's no one really on this other than Mitchell Robinson. I don't think there's anybody else left on the team that played in that series.
Listen, you can use any kind of fodder you want, I guess, but I don't think it makes a difference in this case.
It shouldn't. Manny in Flushing. Manny.
What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Good.
What's up?
I'm good. I mean, before I get to my Knicks thing, I can't wait for Don's perspective of the Mets. I hope it's a rant. I hope it's a rant for Don's Mets. But anyway, I want to discuss about the Knicks in this perspective. I have problems with the media. One is that should the Knicks be scared of the Hawks? First of all, there's no just thing to be scared. Should the Knicks be frustrated? About the Hawks? I mean, yeah, because they're athletic, and I also think the Knicks shouldn't be worried about the Hawks because they don't got a closer, aka they don't have Trae Young anymore. And also, I have a problem of your previous host, Michael Kay, when it comes to Mike Brown with Tibbs. Do you realize that Mike Brown has the most wins as a head coach in Knicks history his first year?
Yes.
And what was Tibbs' first year record-wise? I know it was a 72 regular season.
I think he got the 47, something like that, 46 wins.
I think it was 41-31, if I'm not mistaken, I remember. And the reason I'm saying is because I have a problem. I'm not you, but I have a problem with some members of the media and even the fans are trying to act like, Tibbs saved the Knicks, all that stuff. Tibbs never listen. I appreciate what Tibbs has done for 5 years, but he never won a title as a head coach, not just the Knicks, but Minnesota and Chicago. Yes, he improved, but he improved those teams.
Manny, do me a favor, though. You don't have to give me the chapter and verse. I know it. What is the point you're trying to get to, though, about Tibbs?
I mean, I have a problem. It's like people are like, I didn't have a problem that people don't give Mike Brown much credit. I'm not you, but some people and those Tibbs supporters. That's what I mean.
Well, but I don't know what credit you want to give him. I mean, he took over a team that basically had the same record as they did last year. Alan, this is going to be judged in the postseason.
Yeah. I mean, they finished 2 wins better. And so you advance the cause. It's the 4th straight year the Knicks' win total has improved. And you haven't seen that, believe it or not. Year-by-year win total improvement, 4 straight years, hasn't happened since leading into the 70 championship. That's the last time that's happened. So the last time you've seen that kind of progress. So that's significant. But, of course, why was Mike Brown hired? Because the belief was that Tibbs couldn't take them to the promised land. He took them as far as he could. And so the next guy's responsibility wasn't to just be good. It was to take them over the top. And so that's why the jury is still out on Mike Brown's job this year as coach. He has done a good job to date, but it is still incomplete, and I think that's fair.
And let's not forget, going into the season, the thought was this was going to be the 1 seed.
Well, that's true, too, and a lot of things changed throughout the year.
Yeah,
all right, we have a lot more calls to get to on the Knicks at 800-919-3776, but coming up, what the hell's happening with the baseball teams? Don and I are going to battle it out about who has it worse. We certainly want your calls on that coming up as well. But, hey, guys, as you know, I have a project going on. It's the spring, so at my house we always have projects going on. We're going to do windows in the house. Some are just to replace old ones, and we're putting in a nice, beautiful picture window as well. And so my contractor and I talked about it, and we said there's only one place to go, and that's Rings End. Why? Because Rings End works with pro contractors who build and remodel for a living. That's why. Because the pros trust them. So I can too, and so can you. You got to rely on your contractor who's doing the job for you, and you say, listen, if you're getting estimates, do me a favor. Go to Rings End. Talk to them. Why? They have premium brands in windows, doors, decking, paint, lumber, kitchens, all the stuff that you want to do to update and upgrade your home. They have built-to-last high-end product lines that all the contractors rely on. Just ask your guy. He'll tell you, oh, yeah, I know who they are. So they're not a national chain. They have regional expertise. They have 8 full-service lumber yards in Connecticut and Westchester County and 12 freestanding paint centers as well. So very accessible. They're family-owned and operated since 1902. They've been around forever. And if you can't make it to a store, you can shop online at ringsend.com. That's ringsend.com.
D'Agostino Law Bite Back. This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino and Associates, and I know how a serious accident can change your life just like that.
I'm Jenna D'Agostino, and I understand that with pain comes medical bills and time out of work. Let us get you justice.
This is John Ryan, the closer. For over 35 years, our family has been getting accident victims every dollar they deserve.
I started this firm for the injured so they can bite back against the insurance companies.
Our legacy is to get you justice. Bite back.
To get you paid, bite back.
At D'Agostino and Associates, bite back means fight back. When you're hurt and they blame you, we bite back and get you every dollar you deserve. We have offices throughout New York and New Jersey, so call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. 1-800-248-3222. I've been there, and I'll be there for you.
Gold and silver prices are soaring and near all-time highs. If you want to get cash in your hands for your old jewelry, now is the time. Get the most competitive prices at the Estates Roadshow. Old rings, chains, and even broken jewelry. Don't wait. Cash in while gold and silver are hot. 4 locations this week: Paramus, Staten Island, Old Bridge, and Toms River. Bring your gold, silver, coins, diamonds, and watches. Even broken pieces, and get cash on the spot. There's never been a better time to sell. No appointments, no fees, no pressure. Just friendly, professional buyers with over 35 years in the business. Go to the Estates Roadshow Monday through Friday in Paramus at the Courtyard by Marriott, Staten Island at the Hilton Garden Inn, and Friday through Tuesday in Old Bridge at TMT Cash for Gold. The bright yellow building on Route 9 South in Toms River, corner of Route 37 and Hooper Avenue. For more info, follow Estates Roadshow on Facebook or go to tmtcashforgold.com.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
ESPN New York, now streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe today and watch the show. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
4:03 in the big city with Don LaGreca and Peter Rosenberg. I'm Alan Hahn. It is time now for the Pinstripe starting lineup. It is brought to you by Ramsey Mazda. So listen closely, kids, as the Yankees start a series with the Angels of what the lineup is going to look like. Who's missing? You tell me. Ready? Leading off, Paul Goldschmidt playing first. Batting second, Aaron Judge, as usual, in right. Cody Bellinger batting third. In center, Giancarlo Stanton. He is the cleanup. He is the DH. Batting fifth, Ahmad Rosario. He's playing third. Batting sixth, Jazz Chisholm. Of course, he's playing second. Okay, now it gets interesting because from this point forward, Anthony and I both agree that you can walk away from the TV and come back later.
All right.
Randall Grichuk, he is in left, batting seventh. Jose Caballero is batting eighth at short. And ninth, Austin Wells is catching. Will Warren's on the mound.
Okay.
Now, who's missing?
That would be McMahon.
Is somebody else
missing?
missing?
The last out last night.
No, there's actually 3 guys missing, and one in particular. That was your Pinstripe starting lineup brought to you by Ramsey Mazda. Get more for your money at Ramsey Mazda, like a new 2026 Mazda CX-50 or Mazda CX-90. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. The one guy that's actually hitting, Ben Rice. As Anthony would said, he's getting a what is he getting today, Anthony?
He needs a juice box.
Juice box day. He needs a little break.
Right.
One guy
Orange
hit.
slice day.
Orange slices. One guy hit. Also notable again with Goldschmidt leading off. No Grisham.
Right.
Who has also been a bit of a disaster, a bust early on in the season. So a little bit of a lineup change. Now, I know everybody hates Grichuk, but who are you playing at left? Like, what else are you going to do there?
Don't have much options.
No, not right now.
So
trying to get him going. Again, no McMahon. You have Rosario again playing third, and that might become a thing. But this lineup from at least from fourth, like after the fourth, whoever's batting fourth, usually it's G, or sometimes it's Rice. Once that's done, like I'm telling you, that's why I love the cable last channel button. I'm out. What am I looking for? The bottom of this order has been really bad. It's cavernous. There's nothing in there. It just echoes. So my problem, Don, is this, and both teams have been garbage, so we've got a lot to talk about. But on the Yankee front, I'm just going to say this about what I've seen from the Yankees, and I'm going to do the treetops thing, which we all hate to do, but it is too early to start nitpicking game to game. But what I'm seeing from my untrained eye is the same old spit. Same old. And when you change nothing, nothing changes. Run it back. What do you expect to be different? Their pitching is better. That is the most important thing, I still say, to the start of the season. The offense, what did you think was going to happen if Judge doesn't get off to a red-hot start? If Grisham wasn't going to be Grisham last year and just took the money? What did you think was going to happen? Bellinger hasn't really gotten going yet, but you expect he will. He and Judge, I'm not worried about. Stanton, I'm not worried about. Rice looks like a guy that I can trust. Everyone else on notice. Fair?
Well, no, it's not fair.
Why?
Because you make it seem like same old, like they're always just 2 games above 500. They have a 5-game losing streak. I agree that's not what you want, but they started out 8-2.
Thanks to their pitching.
Well, and they deserve credit for that, and it's only going to get better when Cole and Rodon come back.
Yep.
But you make it seem like we're here every year. Yeah, you know where you are every year, if healthy? 94, 95 wins in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. And then what? And then what?
All right.
By Halloween, we're done.
I agree, but you know what? It's April, Alan. Nothing they do is going to answer any questions for the postseason. If they were undefeated, we'd be sitting here going, all right, that's great in April, but let's see if they can do it in October. So when you're saying same old, I'm like, yeah, in the regular season, yeah, they do have lulls. They do have moments, usually like in the middle of the season, like where's this offense? But at the end, at the end of the day, they're going to be sitting there, 94, 95 wins, probably winning this division. Yeah, it's irritating that the Rays always seem to be, the Rays are going to win their 82, 83 games. Good for them with no payroll, no threat. So when you're talking about same old, I'm saying, yeah, same old. You're going to the playoffs.
That's not exactly what a Yankee fan is thinking year after year, especially when it's been 15 years. You're not sitting there going, hey, get to the playoffs and then we'll be happy. It's supposed to be to finally break through.
But it's been the same. You're not breaking through in April, Alan.
No, look, Don, first of all, I'm big on what does it look like. And when you see another one of these death by 1,000 cuts games where fundamentally the other team looks just way smarter at the game than you do, when you have at-bats that are just garbage, where you have players that they're relying on that you're like, how could you possibly believe in this player? How could you possibly think this guy can do it at that position? How could you possibly buy into this? But it's what we keep being sold year after year about this team, and we buy into it because of exactly what you just said. Because it's the lore. It brings you in. Every year you're going to hit the 90. Every year you're going to make the playoffs. But every year it's going to be disappointing at the end. And at some point, when do you say, okay, just like we just talked about the Knicks, Tibbs got you this far. Somebody else has got to get you over the top. When does that happen? That's the part. I think it's more frustrating to me to fall right before the finish line than it is to fall halfway through the race.
But I just don't know what would have changed. What were you saying at 8-2?
I was saying the pitching was great.
Right.
But the bottom of the order was not good.
Right, but you were still sitting there going, let's see if they do this in October. Anything that they do in April, May, June, July,
I'm not arguing.
August, September.
I'm not arguing with that. I said this is treetops. This is not about game to game. But it is a little concerning that the same things that bothered you about the team last year and bothered you about the team in the World Series 2 years ago are still here. It's the same, like the fundamental disasters that happen in the field of a team where you shake your head and go,
well,
like what? Like that 10th inning Saturday night. It blew my mind. It's as if they had no idea that they had speed on the base pad. We don't know what to do. We don't know what to do. That game was over in a blink. All because they had no idea how to play a bunt. They had no idea how to handle speed on the base pads. All that stuff was completely over their head.
If Jazz knew what the rules were, which blows my mind.
That wouldn't have changed the play. He just asked the question after the game was over.
Which was not the question was not a good look.
It wasn't as if he made a play and it was the wrong rule. It was after the game. He was like, well, what would happen if this? He was asking a question. I'm not holding him to that as much as I'm holding it to the fact that they couldn't make a play.
No.
If you do all this to finally, you break through, you take a lead, you got a chance to get a dub, and then because they've got a couple of fast guys on the field, you can't win.
But
doesn't that feel like the same stuff that happens? The Blue Jays did it to you. The Rays seem to do. Kevin Cash seems to just love to just mock the Yankees year after year when he plays them.
But at the end of the day, they're not going to be there, and the Yankees will.
Where though? Where's there? Same place?
If the Blue Jays don't get healthy, and the Red Sox can't seem to be right, the Orioles aren't exactly setting the world on fire despite all the moves.
No, I get it. The East is bad. This is the time
you're
to
probably
be
winning this division. I don't disagree because you're talking about treetops. I'm talking about the core. That there's issues when you run it back. Yeah, when we get to the playoffs, it might be the same old, same old. But right now, I'm not going to look at 5 losses in a row in April and go, see, same old Yankees, they're going to lose in the postseason. Because if they were undefeated, you'd be kind of waiting, like, let's see what they do in the playoffs. Because
I'm not
no matter
arguing
how
with any
great
of that.
they are or how average they are.
But I'm not arguing with that. That's not. I don't think that's the point I'm making.
And I think it's a good thing because if McMahon doesn't get right, they'll do something about it. Rather it be now than him raking and all of a sudden in September when there's nothing you could do about it, he all of a sudden loses his bat and now he's going to affect you.
Well, you know how careful they've been in protecting their overhyped prospect.
I agree.
I don't see them doing anything significant. They did something about it when they got Caballero and they got McMahon and they got Rosario. That's what they did last year halfway through the season because they had to get better at those positions. They had to get faster and more athletic.
Issue. I agree that they sometimes.
I'm talking about Cashman. That's what I'm talking. I'm talking about the approach. I'm talking about the philosophy.
They ran it back because they were the best offensive team in baseball last year, Alan.
I know, and now they're 25th.
But it's too early to start saying that it was wrong to run it back because now look how bad this offense. Listen, we had this lull in the middle of the season.
But we said this in October that it might not be the best idea, and they were doing it, and then they were mad that you called it a run it back. No, it's not. They took offense. Again, this to me is more about at the top and less about the players, the roster, and all that stuff.
Who did you want to get?
No, we can't play that game now.
Well, no, but that's the game you play, right?
Can't
like
play
they
that
ran
game
it back. Now. What did you want them to do?
I'd have to go back and see what was available and what was possible and all that stuff. And you know that takes too long. I can't play that game of what would you do in October. We can't do that in April. What I'm saying is it's a philosophy thing that has been here for 20 years. It's been going on forever. And for 15 of them, they have been good but not good enough every year for 15 years. And that's why I asked the question. You are saying it from your perspective of, hey, every year you're in the playoffs. Every year you're going to be there. And I agree. You're right. Every year. But at some point, like I said, when you are falling down before the finish line year after year, at some point it starts to get frustrating and you start to say, maybe we need to try a different way.
And Alan, you're what you get, and this has happened in I feel like every other previous season with them. They're giving you a preview right now. This is the preview of how it will end. To Don's point, they will do what they do. They will pull it together. They'll win 90-some games. They'll make the playoffs. But in the end, guess what? It'll be like this. This is the preview of the playoffs.
I guess that's what worries me, Don, is that
that's what you've seen.
I've seen this before, and I said, but if I said this last year because I remember it, I said it to you guys. I'd never want to see that again, which is what we saw in the World Series against the Dodgers. I don't want to see a sloppy, poorly fundamental baseball team. I don't want to see that. I want to see a team that's locked in. And what I saw over the last couple of days, especially Saturday, was a team that won. It's like, why do I see that team do that? Where they look like they have poor fundamentals and there's certain things they just can't figure out how to do against, like you said, Don, a team like the Rays. I know they're going to be an 85-win team, 83-win team, whatever it is. Like, you know that. So what are we doing here?
And also,
that's what bothers me, is that it's just that shows up with this team, and it reminds me that little things like that have not gone away, and by now they should have. That's just my opinion.
And you also have to start, at this, you can't be thrilled with Judge starting the season this way.
Yeah, but I'm not worried about Judge.
And you don't worry about Judge. But again,
Bellinger and Judge, I don't worry about.
But sometimes with Judge, with last year being sort of the exception, it ends up being a preview also. You're like, oh, no, he's fine. He ends up usually being fine May through September.
I love that he hit a home run last night in an important moment to set up, okay, let's get back in this game. Let's put some life back into what was a lifeless weekend, by the way. Yeah. God, help me. God, like seriously, if you needed a good nap yesterday, you had the Masters, and then you had the Yankee game.
Oh, the Masters actually had some excitement.
But by the end it did.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about in the middle of the day. Like, it just put me to sleep.
Yeah.
Like, the Yankees looked lifeless. And that's...
Well, when you don't hit, it looks lifeless.
Yeah, that's the thing, Don. It's like it could
but Judge put a little jolt into the team, got you the home run, put you in the game, now you got a chance, and then what happens?
Nothing.
Bottom of the order... They walk Wells, they look at McMahon, and they go, we know we can get this guy out. How embarrassing is that?
But
that's tough, man.
But I understand they haven't won since 2009, which is frustrating for a Yankee fan because you should be, when you're there every single year, you'd like to put something together, the way the Astros did, the way the Red Sox do. It seems like teams be able to figure it out, but it also comes at the expense of them disappearing for a few years and then coming back. That doesn't happen to the Yankees. But it's not the same old team since 2009. They've made changes. And nothing has seemed to really click in the postseason.
In the last 10 years, they have kind of looked like the same team.
But they did go to the World Series 2 years ago and lost to a team that we'll see if anybody's ever going to beat.
I understand, right? But how did they look in the World Series?
Dodgers might win their third in a row and be like...
All right, Don, did they show out in the World Series and just lose to a better team like we saw last year with Toronto, or did they embarrass themselves in the World Series?
No, they certainly embarrassed themselves.
Okay,
with the Judge, the Game 1 Freeman home run, the Judge
decision
dropped
to
that
bring
fifth inning
in
Game 5 was brutal.
Okay.
I don't think they were winning the series anyway.
But again,
but still, you didn't give yourself much of a chance to win Game 5 for sure.
Okay.
But and again, I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I'm just saying that we looked at the offseason. You knew they weren't going to get Bo Bichette because they don't want to landlock third base because of what's going on with Volpe. Is he going to play short?
Right.
Is Lombard Jr. going to play short, or is he going to play third?
Right.
So you knew they weren't going to get Bichette.
Yeah, they're trying to wait. They're trying to hold time for Lombard to be ready for the majors without rushing.
They tried to bring Soto back, and we saw what happened, and I thought they bounced back nicely. Bellinger was a great acquisition for them.
Yes.
And you can make the case, as you said during most of last year, they look like a better team without Soto because of being able to go out and get better pitching and get Bellinger.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not for a lack of try. I understand it hasn't worked, but you could be me and look at the Mets, who fundamentally change the team and get worse. And I know they're playing without Soto, but listen, the Rays have been a thorn in your side. But for the A's to come into Citi Field and shut the Mets down.
Well, they just beat the Yankees, though, so the A's might be better than anybody wants to agree.
But,
right?
and then you lose 1-0.
Well, that, yeah.
And then you go down on 4 pitches in the 9th inning at the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
A's closing out games with guys you never heard of.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got to hear that, Robert Jr. isn't available, Alan, because at 28 years old and, 15 games into the season, he needs a day of rest.
He needed a juice box?
And he needed a juice box. And they said he's allowed to pinch hit, but not play the outfield because we want to give him a whole day without being in the outfield. So that means you can't pinch hit for him in the 8th inning because that means he'd have to come out and play one
inning.
Gigantic, humongous inning in the 9th inning and cripple him dead. So the frustrating thing about all of this is baseball is begging you not to watch. They are begging you not to care. They're begging you to say, wake me up in the summer when all the other sports are over. Because now the NBA playoffs are going to start, the NHL playoffs are going to start, no more load management, no more rest, and baseball's telling you, we're giving games away because we don't want to tax this guy, and we're taking this pitcher out because he can't go the third time through the order. And this one, we're trying to get him right here in these meaningless games in April so he can go 0 for 35. He's going to play anyway. Yeah. Baseball's telling you, why are you watching us? We're in the infancy here. We're just making the food, right? We're just warming up the pots. Come back when the food's done. That's what baseball's telling me. Because I'm watching that game yesterday, hoping the Mets win the game. I'm sitting here getting ready for my meeting for the Devils-Senators game, watching the game. And I'm living and dying with the team. It's 1-0, and the teams are telling it's April. Stop.
Yeah.
We're not even playing our best players. Stop. Don't watch. We're not done yet. We're just getting dressed. We'll go out to the movies in a second. I'm just putting the dress on. Stop. I haven't even put my makeup on yet. Baseball is telling you, what are you, nuts? The NBA and NHL playoffs are starting. Why are you watching us? Look away. We're not done. Tell me I'm wrong.
It seems like it. It seems like an extension of spring training where we got to get certain guys right. We got to get certain guys in rhythm. It takes us a little while to get into our rotations and understand who we are. There is a lot of that's going on. I can't argue with you, Don. I can't.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I hear. Oh, it's cold.
But that's stupid because the Yankees play in a dome.
And listen, I'm a baseball
They're
fan.
in
I love
Tampa.
the sport. But, there's other things going on, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to give baseball my undivided attention. But when you're not playing everybody and you constantly tell me it's too early, then what am I getting worked up for?
But then again, the early thing bothers me.
It bothers me because I thought we were allowed to break it down, but it's
no. It bothers me is that we had a caller say this: are these games that when you get to September, you go back and go, man, you see the division was there, but you lost those 3 games to the Rays, so now your division record isn't good or like. I'm sorry. I don't think you can throw games away. I don't care how long your damn season is.
Well, but
you got to, especially division games. You got to value those. I understand you're playing the A's, so I get that part. If you want to act like this game means nothing to us, right? Because really, it's interleague. It doesn't matter. But from a Yankee perspective, you're playing the freaking Rays, man. Like this is division stuff. This matters. These games could matter in September.
They're worth 2 games.
Yes.
These divisional games are important. And you know what? Try to beat the A's at home because guess where you are? You got the Dodgers in L.A.
Here we go.
Now, baseball season, so the Mets will probably sweep the Dodgers.
Right.
Because that's the way baseball is, right, Peter?
Which, by the way, is what makes us look like complete lunatics for even bothering to talk about it.
But that's
you can spend 2 weeks talking about something.
Sorry.
And I'm with you. Both can be true.
I can't help it as a fan. I can't help it.
Both are true.
Ask Anthony. I'm texting him, and I believe he's like, don't you have a game to cover? I'm like, yeah, I do, but this is pissing me off. Like, what is wrong with this team?
Both are true. It's incredibly frustrating and ridiculous to watch this over and over again. And on the other side, how much energy can you really spend in April when they play 162 of these things?
I want to continue this with the talk about it coming up.
I like what you've done.
On Tuesday, I
it's
guess.
Tuesday. Tomorrow we'll do that.
It's Monday?
It's still Monday. But
I thought, you know why? Because I'm at the arena and the Devils play tomorrow.
That's right.
Right.
Because you got the NFL binge. Because God forbid if we go a day without talking about
listen,
the NFL.
we got
hemorrhage from the eyeballs.
It's 10 days to the draft.
Will the horn still go off at 5:10, Don?
Oh, I hope so.
Oh, it's a great question.
In the meantime, Justin in Tom's River's been waiting a while, and I just wanted to sneak in one of the baseball calls. We have a ton of them to get to. So, Justin, go ahead. What are your thoughts?
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you taking my phone call. Both of you guys make a lot of great points. Obviously, it's way too early to panic. But at the same time, Alan, I totally agree with you. As a longtime Yankee fan, it feels like a movie that we've seen 3 times and we're expecting a different outcome.
Right.
Obviously there's a lot of great pieces on this team. You have to be happy with the development of Ben Rice, with Schittler. But at the same time, this team, this core just does not have those winning plays. I'm sorry, Saturday and Sunday you had 3 times. You knew the bunt was coming. Yes. They didn't get the runner out at home or even get it out on the bases.
Couldn't even
it's
figure
pathetic.
it out. Yep.
The left side of this infield has a lot left to be desired. You better hope Volpe comes back and hits the ground running because, that's basically their answer at this point. And what we've said earlier, what you guys were talking about with Cashman does not put all the chips in. And unfortunately, you have Judge, with his age. And next year, we don't even know what we're going to have next. Are we going to have a shortened season? Are we not going to have a season?
Right.
The Yankees need to go all in with this window they have, because we've seen this over and over again. They don't make the winning plays. They don't come in clutch with the hitting. Yes, they'll get in the playoffs. But, what are we doing this for? Just to make the playoffs or try to go to win a championship? I just don't feel like
to get in the offseason that would have made you feel better.
We got to play that game. I got to take a night and put that together.
I agree with you, but it's tough. Even guys that were available, sometimes there's guys you don't even know that are available that you go out there and you press and you make the trade and you make the move and be aggressive to make the trade. So, that's not really fair either.
Yeah, that's a hard game to play, like just again, impromptu, but it's fair.
Responding
Thank
to
you, Justin.
Cashman's not all in.
Well, I'll say this.
I wanted to know what he wasn't all in on.
I'll say this. If there is a cap in baseball, I don't trust him.
I don't doubt. I don't disagree.
How do you possibly trust him to manage a cap?
Well,
when he can't even manage a budget.
Don't you think some of the non-moves might have been like, I don't want to put ourselves in a situation
there's no question.
where we're going to be in cap hell because there's going to be a cap coming.
They know it's coming. Oh, I agree. There'll be an amnesty. They'll have to get rid of some of these contracts. I think that's coming too. But you're going to tell me you trust him to manage a cap and build a winning team? A team that can win a World Series, mind you? I'm not sure I do. Lots of calls on this and the Mets to get to, 800-919-3776. But first, we break. Why? For football, the NFL Binge. Next, Hahn Rosenberg, ESPN, New York.
More people trust their hearts to New York Presbyterian than any other hospital in New York. It's because New York Presbyterian has the most experienced cardiovascular doctors, treating a full range of heart conditions, from heart failure to valve repair, with the most advanced treatments. Find a doctor at nyp.org/heart. New York Presbyterian. New York Presbyterian Hospital, based on U.S. News & World Report 2025 to 2026 cardiology, heart, and vascular surgery rankings.
Want to earn extra income for your business? Amazon Hub Delivery is looking for ambitious business owners to assist with local deliveries. When you become a partner, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area on a schedule that works for you. With each package delivered, you'll gain extra income and exposure for your business. Plus, Amazon Hub Delivery makes it easy to get started. There's no upfront costs, delivery experience, or long-term contracts required. Sign up to learn more at amazon.com/hub delivery. That's amazon.com/HUB delivery.
Think great meat has to come with a high price? Not at Wild Fork Foods. Get beef tenderloin for only $10 a pound. Yes, $10 a pound. And Atlantic salmon portions just $9.98 a pound. That's awesome quality at a great value for your table. Everything is blast frozen to lock in flavor and nutrients. Shop one of their 7 locations, or you can order online for same-day delivery. WildForkFoods.com. Wild Fork Foods. Quality meat. Wild prices.
This is a special notice to U.S. taxpayers owing $10,000 or more to the IRS. Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying taxpayers that tax relief initiatives are now available that may significantly reduce or eliminate what you owe. If you're afraid of an IRS lien, levy, or wage garnishment, don't lose hope. You can now take advantage of these current relief programs to end all collections, reduce the amount you owe, and resolve your tax problem. Even if you have years of unfiled tax returns or are already in a payment plan, you may still qualify for significant relief. Struggling taxpayers can now get relief they need during these hard economic times. A hotline has been established by Tax Relief Advocates for you to call and see what you qualify for. They are A+ rated with the BBB and have over 1,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Call 800-575-9087. 800-575-9087. That's 800-575-9087. Or simply visit TRA.com.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. Can't catch a break today. Heading into Jersey from Staten Island, we've got a new issue over at the Outer Bridge crossing. Right after the span, a crash in the right lane. Traffic is stopped from the Staten Island side. They picked up that crash at the Goethals Bridge, but still packed on the Staten Island Expressway westbound. Long line of brake lights heading over to the West Shore from the Verrazano on through. Best of it's the outbound George, not too bad on the West Side Highway in Henry Hudson. Cross Bronx westbound, slammed from White Plains Road through to underneath the apartments. Inbound George will run you about 15 to 24. The upper deck using 80-95. Outbound Lincoln about 15 to 20. Outbound Holland 20 to 30. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
This is...
We're going to rub football all over ourselves today. I did consume a lot of football back in the day, pre-kids, in my underwear.
The NFL Binge.
You watching every game, baby? Are you watching? Well, listen, folks. We got the NFL Binge for, what is it, 2 more weeks? Yeah, this week, next week, maybe 3 more total.
It never goes away. There's so much NFL to talk about. We'll have OTAs. We're going to have
we are going to take a break.
It's going to go away after the draft.
Don will not let this die.
I know. Don is fighting for it.
I've heard him fight a lot about this NFL Binge.
How much he wants
it. He fought a ton. Just before we begin, though, we have a lot of people on hold, want to talk Yankees and Mets. Stay where you are. We will get to you when the binge.
We're going to get there in this segment.
Is over.
Don't worry. This isn't that long.
It's a short binge?
Yeah. We're not going to be binging that long.
Listen.
We're going to get to some baseball. But, in a few weeks here, we're going to take a little hiatus from the binge and then come back to you kind of mid-summertime as things start heating up.
That.
Don, you okay with that?
Very.
All right. I figured you would be. Let's hear from our friend Jordan Ronan, who was on with Dan Grassa and was asked, does the Dexter Lawrence trade request impact the Giants in any immediate way?
It makes it mandatory that they need to take a defensive tackle or interior defensive lineman in the first 2 picks, right? And whatever that pick they get from the trade, whether it be late first round, early second plus more, third, fourth, fifth combined, whatever it is, they need to take defensive linemen early in the draft. And not just one. In my opinion, it would have to be multiple. They still need defensive linemen now with Dexter Lawrence. Their interior is still a concern. You take him out of there and they just plan the whole offseason if he's going to be there. There's massive holes. It's supposed to be a pretty good defensive tackle draft, just not at the top. So 5 is kind of out of the question. End of the first round, second, third round, that's kind of the sweet spot. That's where I think the Giants would attack defensive linemen. And if Dexter leaves, you need basically a nose tackle type defensive lineman.
Now, this is exactly what I was saying, though. It relates to what I was saying. If you know as an organization, we're going to end up finding a way to make it work with this guy, I really wish you could figure it out sooner than later, because it's going to. But if you don't figure it out in the next 9 days,
you still have to get
affects the way you draft.
I still think you have to get one in the draft to begin with. Some of the top names, just to, again, put in the back of your mind. Peter Woods from Clemson.
Don, you're a fan of Peter Woods from Clemson.
Katie McDonald, Ohio State. These are all guys 6'2", 3+. Like, these are big human beings.
But none of them are projected to have to go early. You wouldn't be doing this at 5.
You could, like, McDonald is considered a plug and play starter.
But 5,
he's a guy that you could. No, you don't. I don't think you have to go there. But for the problem there is he might be gone by the time you come back around on the draft. I'm just saying with Lawrence, we all know it's about money. They got to figure that out. But I do think this is a draft because of where Lawrence is age-wise and probably his future here. Whatever you sign him to is not going to be that long of a term. That you're going to need one day someone to replace him. So,
I hear you. But again, I just wish you could figure these things out.
Caleb Banks is 6'6", 327.
So am I.
No, think about this. I'm 6'6", 227. He's 100 pounds heavier than me. I don't understand that.
No, that's correct.
I don't understand.
He's another human bigger than you.
Yeah.
And not like a small human, but not a tiny human.
Yeah. Callie's 100 pounds.
Yeah, a full-sized human.
If I'm carrying Callie.
On you. Yep.
That's Caleb Banks. Crazy.
Let's go to Matt Miller, who was on the Rich Eisen show, talking about the Jets draft and what to expect there.
This team I talked to a week ago thought maybe it would be Arvell Reese because the Jets are a team that's building for the future. And I'll tell you that the tide has turned on that. There's been a lot of pushback that the Jets need to win right now, that Aaron Glenn needs to win. That defense was awful last year. They produced 0 interceptions. When your head coach is a former NFL defensive back and you have 0 interceptions, that's a problem. And I think part of that was their lack of an ability to get to the quarterback and create some of those problematic throws that could be jumped on. Everything I'm hearing today says it's David Bailey. Now we're a week out, 10 days out. A lot can change, but I think Bailey is the preferred pass rusher in that building because they need someone that can help Aaron Glenn keep his job right now. Another disappointing season. The Jets are probably moving on, especially if they're in a position to draft a quarterback highly next year. More likely than not, they would want to bring in an offensive mind to work with an Arch Manning or a Dante Moore or whoever that quarterback might be at the top.
Did you see that was kind of making the rounds on social media? That Rory McIlroy has won 2 Masters the last time the Jets had an interception.
It had an interception.
That is a great stat.
Well, I mean...
Well, just it's the way the timing of it works.
Right, but
the way the timing of it works is it was after last year.
It makes it sound like a really long... Like, first of all, like there's a lot of things that I will make fun of the Jets about as a Jets fan. That one's kind of like a cherry pick.
It's just a fun one, though.
Listen, you went a year without an interception.
He won a Masters. They played one season, didn't get an interception. He won another Masters.
That's it. No, but that's it.
Yeah, I get it.
You didn't have an interception
for a whole season. Yeah, no, we've done this.
17 game season.
Well aware.
Never happened.
Well aware of that,
so
too.
You deserve it.
I don't deserve this at all, Don.
Don't take it personally.
No, I do. I am. I don't deserve. I deserve better. And the Jets never give me better.
Peter, if Allen is going to take these hits that the Jets are taking, he's not going to be with us much longer.
No. This is getting to a point now where it really it might be time to call it.
What do you mean call what?
It might be time.
Might be time for him is what he's saying.
It might be time to call it.
All right, last thing here, guys. Mel Kiper was on Unsportsmanlike.
He was. Well, wait. What was that?
I heard it.
We heard it.
No, I heard it. It was not.
Oh yeah.
I heard it, Don.
Good.
He could see the Ravens drafting a quarterback next year if Lamar disappointed them.
If this season doesn't unfold and doesn't work out to the way they hoped, which is playoff Super Bowl, and Lamar doesn't get to the playoffs and play well, which he hasn't in his career in the playoffs, hasn't gone his way, then I think they're going to start looking, and next year's the year. That's what he needs to do. He needs to be good in the playoffs and get this team to a Super Bowl.
I love Mel. All right. Honestly. I love Mel.
No,
I love his energy. I love everything about what he's built in his career.
Wow.
Yeah.
He has reached the point, fellas, where it's like we're 10 days before the draft. I've run out of stuff.
Well,
I've run out of material.
That's why I do it.
And I'm just gonna say something like this, that it's like these are one of those, like, it could happen. It could happen. But who in their right, like, it's Baltimore. He's in his prime. Multiple MVP quarterback in his prime.
Right.
And the Ravens are going to go, you know what? We're going to go back in the draft. We're going to take somebody because we're done with this guy. You're going to trade him?
Trying to find somebody that could help him.
Well, they just got a new coach who's supposed to be doing that, right?
This is why I get frustrated, because this is like because that's how good Mel Kiper is. Mel Kiper is as good at draft analysis and knowing these players coming out of college.
Yeah.
As Larry Bird hitting threes.
Wow.
But at the All-Star game in 1987, when he ran out of balls, they didn't start putting bricks, right, and bowling balls up and say, here, hit threes with this.
Shit this.
So you're saying there's nothing
ran
left.
out of stuff from Mel, so now we're just throwing anything out.
Oh, man.
Things that begin with D.
Oh, well.
That's not.
That's a choice.
Well, a draft. You know what I'm saying.
Draft.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, no, I don't see that Lamar.
Could have tried a different letter.
But draft.
How about Z?
But the draft doesn't begin with Z.
I know, but it makes you sleep.
No, because
right?
you're a filth bag.
But, well, I'm sorry. When you said that, Jacob looked right at me, and I looked right at him, and we both knew.
Well,
it could only be one thing.
You knew what you were doing.
Well, and I knew exactly what I was doing, and that's why I fired off draft. So I covered myself.
Yes, you did.
Hey, LaGreca, open your mouth.
You're a filth bag.
Well,
you're a 6-star filth bag. That'll do it for the NFL binge. Yeah, I told you to be quick.
That's
in and out.
Yeah.
In and out. That easy.
You're a filth bag. You're a 6-star filth bag.
It's a good good few minutes there on the NFL draft, which is coming up in 10 days, by the way, everybody.
I just need the draft. I need the draft as much as I need a Knicks playoff game.
I'm looking forward to it.
Thank God the draft's not on Prime.
I just hope the Knicks aren't playing.
By the way,
that
Don,
night.
the draft could be on in my basement. Same result.
Might not even go.
I don't want to get lumped in with that.
Oh, come on. Yeah,
I'm going to watch Rick and Dave.
That's what I'm saying.
We're going to be here.
Thank you, Anthony, for making it make sense.
We're going to be here. We're going to crash the couch.
I'll be here. I'll be here anyway.
We're going to make it awkward and uncomfortable for them.
Right. Hey, guys.
Hey, you got some calandras?
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Oh, speaking of which, let's go to Jonathan in L.A.
Sure.
Jonathan.
Hi, guys.
What's up, Jonathan?
Fellas, all these losses are, turning Yankee fans pretty ticked off. And, I mean, even though I hate them, and my son really hates them, by the way, the Dodgers, they were totally right 2 years ago. And it's still the same thing.
Yep.
Just put the ball in play, and they'll beat them. That's what happened on Saturday. It's just, and you know what's funny, Alan? On your IG, I'm not sure if you go in, I sent you a DM. 13 years ago yesterday, a beautiful triple play with CC Sabathia with a 40-year-old Euclid in third base.
Oh, my
They
goodness.
did a great triple play.
Kevin Euclid was a Yankee.
This team nowhere near, they don't get nowhere near that. Nowhere near that, and that's how they're going to get beat.
That's a strange
I mean,
you're so right. But it's so funny that, Kevin Euclid as a Yankee, that is a strange pull. But I love it, though. But it's an example of, and I know Don just keeps saying it, that things have changed. Yes, bodies have changed. But that's why I stop getting mad at players. Fans get so caught up in the guy in the jersey, and you're blaming him, and you're calling him a bum. And it's like, do you understand that he's here because of somebody else that's been here forever? And maybe that's the problem. You suck at picking players. How about that? But we don't do that, though. Because Don's right. Every year, there's good enough. But at some point, you got to break through and actually win when you have this much regular season success. At some point, everybody's just going, when the hell are they? The Yankees have become Susan Lucci. That's what they become.
Well, that would be if Susan Lucci had already won 10 times prior, or 27 times.
No, I'm talking about the Brian Cashman Yankees.
Right. No, but you are.
Every year he's nominated. Every year. It's just everybody acknowledges it's really good, but it's never good enough.
Every year.
Never
16
good
straight years.
Every
of this, Alan.
year.
I'm surprised you're still with us.
You know what? Might be time to call
I'm
this
going
one
on
too.
40.
Might be time to call this one too.
So you're out on the Yankees and the Jets.
I might be out on all of this by May.
You're not out on the Islanders today. I don't know what you're thinking.
Wait, we got to talk about that. That'll be coming up as well because I have a million questions for you, Don, our hockey expert, about what the hell happened over this past week with that team and that franchise. But more to come. 800-919-3776, which includes a ton of Yankee and Mets calls about what's happening there. Who's right? Is Don right? That it's early. The Yankees are always going to be at 94 wins. They'll be in the playoffs. Or are you like me going, this is the same thing every year. It looks the same, and it's just getting frustrating that it never changes. Don Hahn Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
It's great to be in this position, but it doesn't really mean anything because at the end of the day, when you get in the playoffs, you got to find a way to win 4 of those 7.
The Hawks.
Atlanta's a good team. They're a good team. Everybody's good, especially at this time of the year.
The NBA playoffs.
You are better than Atlanta. Period. Stop.
You should go out and you should beat Atlanta. And it should not be one of these extended series either.
No, you should beat them in 5.
You should.
Game 1 coverage begins Saturday at 5 on 880, 1050, and the ESPN New York app.
Tricon Construction is expanding across New Jersey, taking on larger, more complex commercial projects and delivering at a big league level. If you're a developer who values precision, accountability, and execution, you need a construction partner who understands what's at stake, timelines, capital, reputation. That's Tricon. They're building the right way with experienced leadership, disciplined project management, and a team that shows up ready. Serious projects, serious results. Visit TriconBuilds.com, TriconBuilds.com.
Life is motion, but for Jaime, debilitating pain in both hips brought everything, including family time, to a halt.
Every doctor told me the same thing. They would do one hip at a time.
At White Plains Hospital, Dr. Jacob Totka's unique expertise provided an alternate approach by replacing both of Jaime's hips on the same day.
In just 2 hours, I got 2 new hips, and I went home that day.
White Plains Hospital, among the best hospitals anywhere that just so happens to be here. A member of the Montefiore Health System.
Attention, New York Verizon mobile customers. Score a massive win with award-winning Fios home internet for an incredible $20 a month, guaranteed for 3 years. Switch today for savings you can count on. Call 1-800-VERIZON now. For new Fios customers with autopay, mobile and home, and bonus discount. Enrollment required. 3-year price guarantee applies to the Fios base monthly rate only. Additional terms apply.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877 Cars for Kids to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Hi, this is Chevy, managing partner at Precision Solar. If you're looking at solar in New York, New Jersey, or Connecticut, here's what actually matters. Real numbers, honest answers, and a team that handles everything. We manage the entire process from start to finish. Designs, approvals, installation, and even a brand new roof if you need one. We don't sell you more than your home actually needs. Just smart systems designed for long-term savings and predictable energy costs. Visit PrecisionSolar.com to schedule your free home assessment. Precision Solar, built to perform for decades.
Empower. Pete's back on the links with all new golf clubs and hopefully less swearing.
Dang, sliced it.
He worked with Empower to help him get good at money so he can be a little bad.
Heads up!
Oof. Talent sold separately.
Guy said these were slice-proof.
At least he has money for lessons. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
It's deck days at Lowe's, and the savings are stacked. Right now, pros get 15% off all in-stock composite decking from top brands like Trex, TimberTech, and Decorators. Plus, get a free DeWalt 20-volt max 5-amp-hour battery when you buy a select DeWalt tool. The deck's stacked in your favor with brands pros trust. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 4/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Now through April 23rd, get to Floor & Decor's flagship store in Brooklyn at 850 3rd Avenue. Enter the Design Your Day with K sweepstakes presented by Floor & Decor. Discover unmatched selection, unbelievable prices, plus standout looks in tile, wood, stone, and more. Explore fresh ideas, find your inspiration, and see real people, real projects. The Design Your Day with K sweepstakes, only at Floor & Decor in Brooklyn. Now through April 23rd. Visit ESPNNewYork.com for full details and rules.
Wow, that's a lot of distractions. Why don't you just focus on the road?
Relax, I'm a great driver.
What about other drivers? Not everyone's a great driver.
I can watch out for them. I'll be fine.
Watch out! In 2023, more than 3,200 people died due to distracted drivers. Keep your eyes on the road. This message brought to you by the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
Well, it's a new version.
Blinded me with science, or is this a hip hop?
This is Mobb Deep got it twisted.
This is Mobb Deep.
Yeah, this isn't Thomas.
No, I obviously, but I've never heard this. This shows you that I have holes in my
my
it's a
little
hip-hop
later.
history.
It's later. It's later Mobb Deep. It's like 04.
Oh, that's out of my realm. Yeah. I'm
but it's
already
a pretty big song.
I'm already a dad.
But you mean
then.
the beginning? Play the beginning again?
Well, the beginning was very.
Dun, dun.
Yeah, that's the beginning of. Science.
That's Thomas Dolby.
Yeah.
Oh, it's from the Thomas Dolby. That's how they.
Yeah.
And then they take it's gone.
And then they just take the hook. I love the beat.
You like the song? It's a good song.
I bet I
It's
would.
vintage
It's Mobb Deep. It's got to be.
Yeah,
good.
you'll enjoy it.
Yeah. I hated that I outgrew for a while hip hop because all I was listening to was Disney princess songs back then.
Well, that's timeline.
Emma was 2. That's a wheelhouse.
Emma was born what year?
In 2001.
Oh yeah. Well, you got old quick. It comes at you fast.
You'll learn. Because there's certain things
well,
you
it
can't.
won't become even fast, though.
You got two little toddlers in your car. You're not bumping like House of Pain. You can't do that.
I got to tell you, Maya. I'm not kidding. One of her. I play a lot of different commercial music, but she loves. And Natalie discovered this, not me.
All right.
It's not coming from me. She loves Midnight Marauders. The vibe of the album, she rests to it. Like
the jazz is good.
It's as you found out last week. Unfortunately, Don hates it with a passion.
No, he doesn't. He'll like this.
No, but
guaranteed he didn't listen to it all weekend.
No, he didn't listen to Tribe.
No,
we talked about it.
Didn't even.
He's friends with an icon. He's friends with a legend.
Just gave him happy birthday, but I don't listen to your music.
There wasn't a lot of time.
What about on the travel? You didn't have any time on the plane? Throw on the old headset?
Very busy.
You don't even have headphones with you, do you?
Of course I do.
What kind of headphones you got?
Yeah, what do you got?
Well, I'm wearing them right now. The headphones I have now.
Oh boy,
they're Sony's.
We have to help him.
But
that's what I wear on the plane.
But hold on. But where do you connect them to?
Those are wired.
Yeah, there's a wire coming in.
Oh sure.
And
I don't bother with all that nutty
Bluetooth
garbage.
Silly Bluetooth.
No, I will say Bluetooth is a flawed technology, but it gets the job done on a plane. What are you connecting that to? All you can do is use
my
it on
iPad.
You run it to the audio out of your iPad?
Yeah. Oh wow. Why are you laughing at me? I got a little adapter. You plug it in to where you charge the iPad.
Oh, you have the adapter though.
Yes.
Okay. All right. You know what?
Carry it with me everywhere I go.
You know what?
Don's the guy.
I'll give credit where credit is due.
I know exactly.
Hold the iPad. Listen to his music.
I know exactly where to put it so I don't lose it because it's kind of small.
Yeah, that adapter is a major piece, and you just keep it right there. And then you turn around and use these headphones for the radio also?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I got
multi-use.
I don't know whether
he's like every 6-year-old I know. iPad, headphones, plugged
that's
right
all you
in.
need. Fires up Bluey, and he's locked in.
Well, I'm replaying Vice City.
Oh.
See, this is where now you want to know where he doesn't make sense.
I know.
You want to know the piece of it that makes no sense.
No, how does it make sense?
Anthony, how?
Because it's just on.
Like,
what are you doing on your iPad? I'm playing Vice City.
Yeah.
When he did that the first time, I was like, all right, that makes sense.
It wouldn't make sense for anyone else.
Why?
Everything else he's saying is screaming 75, but then he's doing something else that's like 32.
Wouldn't he be the guy on the iPad playing solitaire while listening to music?
If anything.
Or
Tetris, Snood.
Or Blackjack.
Yeah.
Or Tetris, right.
I loved Vice City when it came out in like 2002.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a couple of years ago, I found there was an app. And you can play it. Authentically play it as if I was playing it on like
God bless.
Now, and you're still Vice City is the kind of game you could still keep playing it for years and years and years.
Well, you do all of the missions,
right?
You accomplish everything. You get to 100%, and you do it again.
The plots vaguely change in Grand Theft Auto. They're all pretty self-explanatory.
But they're all pretty self-explanatory. Okay, I don't know GTA like that.
Wow. Don will complete Vice City again before GTA 7.
You would have thought that if he was playing a game, it's Pong. It's Frogger. It's Centipede. But no, GTA. This is why you never know with Don LaGreca. No way to know.
The two big video games, non-sports, is Vice City and Half-Life.
Half-Life. Man.
I don't know if Jacob or Anthony are aware of those.
Look up Half-Life.
I've played Half-Life. It's pretty fun. Half-Life 2 even.
All right. You know what? We've only got a minute here. We got tons of calls to get to.
We got to get to these. No, you have time for one.
That's what I mean. I want to take one, and let's go out of the box. Let's take Glenn and Smithtown, Little Islanders here, since I was complaining about them before. Glenn, what the hell happened?
Gentlemen.
I looked up. They were in second place. Things were looking good. We had the next Bobby Orr, a goalie that could steal a playoff series, and then I got a little busy. Then I'm like, all right, let me check in on the Islanders, and now I'm like, wait, they didn't make the playoffs. How?
You got to check in on me because I'm hurting, my man. The only thing I got is the Mets collapse year after year has prepared me for this, but it still hurts because I didn't expect this. I think Sorokin was just so good. He was covering up so many of the defensive mistakes. Schaefer was so good, same type of thing. They had their younger players were playing. Shabby was playing a role. They had Marshall Warren on defense, not big-time names, but guys that could move the puck. And then they just traded for Carson Soucy. Like, come on. Yeah, and then I talked to you before the deadline about trading Pajot and Lee. I never thought they were that good, but they are a playoff team. It was a complete collapse. To give up a 1 or 2 and a prospect for a 34, 35-year-old Braden Shen that they were dying to get rid of because of the salary, I don't understand that.
DeAndre Palat, I know you didn't give up a lot for him. I could have told you that wasn't going to work, and he ends up being a healthy scratch yesterday.
And they'll buy him out, but I think there's, can we please get somebody that can score in the power play?
Well, put the puck in the net would be nice, yes.
You got to realize something. Yeah. Sorokin still is going to win the Vezina. That's how good he is. But you left him out to dry.
Exactly. And how could Patrick Waugh do that as a goalie? How could he let Sorokin have this amazing year and just hang him out to dry? And the culture has to change. I look back to that Florida trade when they traded Huberdeau in a package for Tkachuk. I think I'm ready to move on from Barzal, guys. I mean, he's a great player, don't get me wrong, but he's just not enough anymore. And I don't know if you can pry Brady Tkachuk from Ottawa. I don't know why they would give him up, but if he's a guy that wants to make a move, they have to make a Huberdeau Tkachuk type of trade to change his franchise.
It's you or the Rangers, but somebody's got to do it, Glenn. But I'll tell you what, it's look, and thank you, Glenn. Always good to hear from you. It is, for me, I always say this, your best player has to have some type of impact on the culture. And I can't say, and I mean, look, Schaefer's going to be the best player in another year probably, right? But he's also still very young. He has changed the culture there. But with Barzal, he's been here a long time. He's been very talented. They have had to reprimand him a few times. But it is the question is like he's an all-star, but when does he give you the bump that a star player gives a team in certain situations? And that's a fair question. I'm not blaming it on anybody.
I know,
but I do wonder that about him. He's
Alan,
so good, but for what?
Glenn said it right. They should still make the playoffs with what they have.
Absolutely.
You can't tell me that Philadelphia is that much better.
No, they couldn't score, Don, for like 3 games.
Columbus and Washington are going to finish ahead of the Islanders. They're not going to make it. Philadelphia is going to make it. You take a look at Philadelphia's roster. They've got some nice players. Konecny's a good player. Mm-hmm. I'm not in love with their goaltending. You're telling me that they're that much better, that they're going to go in as the third-place team in the Metropolitan Division, and the Islanders are going to be out of it.
It doesn't make sense on paper. They have a new coach, and, for Darsh, for the first year, he's made a lot of changes on the periphery of the roster. I'm curious to see what he can do, like exactly what Glenn said. What can you do now to really put something into this team that's desperate? Because this is enough years now that we've seen this group they find ways to give it back. And even with Schaefer and as good as he is and as impactful as he's been, and Sorokin as good as he is, there's still something else in that team that just lets go of the rope at the worst time. That just isn't good enough, and that's got to get better.
Brady Tkachuk, get in line. There's going to be a lot of teams that want him. Ottawa made the playoffs this year.
But it's who has more to offer, as we know. That's how that goes
He brought up the Huberdeau. That was a significant piece to give up for Matthew Tkachuk. You're going to have to it's going to have to take more than Barzal. Like, if the Rangers want him, you're talking about having to give up something very significant.
High first-round pick, Brady Tkachuk.
Right? What's that?
And the high first-round pick, too, probably.
Because Brady Tkachuk is that.
Yeah.
First of all, he's marquee. And he's a beast. The modern NHL where you can't knock him off the puck, and he's highly skilled.
Yeah,
and he's box office.
Yes,
like he will be your best player. He will conduct himself in that way. He would be if he came to New York. Any of the 3 teams.
No, I you could see him, and I would think for him, if you want to go anywhere, it would be the Rangers. Because of the marquee you're talking about and how big that it would be for him. And then when you think about his brother's got 2 in the pocket already, cups-wise, for Brady Tkachuk, wherever you go, it's got to be a team that I know I can win a cup with. Because that's all that's left, right? That's really what you're looking for. Hey, guys, the Michael K. Show reverse remote is coming up on April 23rd. It's presented by Floor & Decor. A full show takeover with everything you need to upgrade your home while we break down everything happening in New York sports. And if you're in Brooklyn, stop by Floor & Decor's flagship store at 850 3rd Avenue because while we're on the air, there's plenty happening in store. The Michael K. Show Reverse Remote, presented by Floor & Decor. 800-919-3776. The Knicks, the season is over. They are now in the playoffs. What we've been waiting for begins on Saturday. We'll discuss that, the Yankees and Mets issues, and more with you. Hahn Rosenberg, ESPN New York. Hey, it's Alan Hahn. Rings End is your locally owned Benjamin Moore retailer. They're your store for quality with a full line of brilliant and durable Benjamin Moore paints. They're your store for inspiration with thousands of colors and a variety of sheens. And Rings End is your store for expertise with one-on-one advice for contractors and homeowners. Insist on Benjamin Moore paint from Rings End because the gorgeous color you love can't be matched in another brand of paint.
Monkey Sports, built by players for players, is your one-stop shop for hockey, baseball, lacrosse, and more. Find top-name equipment and expert in-store services like sharpening, break-ins, and relacing. Shop in-store at Monkey Sports in Farmingdale or Woodbridge or online for all the top brands. Whatever your sports, Monkey Sports gets you game ready fast. Monkey Sports, where athletes shop.
Chris Carlin with you. Glad to be joined right now by Taylor Canfield. He is the U.S. Sail GP team driver, and we are all getting ready for the Mubadala New York Sail Grand Prix coming up at the end of May. Taylor, how we doing?
Yeah, we're excited for the home event in New York, and I can't wait to be there and racing in front of all the fans.
Tell us why fans should be excited for the Mubadala New York Sail Grand Prix.
The racing is just so exhilarating coming in and watching it from the shoreline of Governor's Island and in front of the Statue of Liberty, racing in one of the biggest, most amazing cities in the world. I'm getting the goosebumps just talking about it. And these boats are the fastest boats in the world, racing with the best sailors in the world. It's really cool, and it's going to be so electric in New York. And it's our home event this year, so we're pumped.
We are pumped as well, Taylor. We appreciate your time. He is U.S. Sail GP team driver Taylor Canfield. We're looking forward to the Mubadala New York Sail Grand Prix coming at the end of May. Taylor, thanks.
And now it's time for traffic. Here's Brandy Scott.
Thanks, guys. Just a bad ride in Staten Island. A new issue on the southbound West Shore. Right before Muldoon Avenue, a big collision. Only one lane getting by from time to time. Police and FDNY on the scene. Backed up onto the westbound expressway. You're crawling there from the Verrazano. After that, if you're heading into Jersey at the Outer Bridge crossing, looking good. They picked up that crash right after the span. Bumper to bumper at the Whitestone Bridge heading into the Bronx. Just moved some police department activity out of the way. Still have some heavy delays in Queens on the northbound Whitestone Expressway from Northern Boulevard and City Field. Best of it's the outbound George Henry Hudson and West Side Highway. Inbound George about 5 to 10 for the upper deck. Outbound Lincoln Arena about 10 to 15 minutes. Outbound Hahn close to 20. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Harry Douglas here. Game day brings the excitement. Your stay should feel just as memorable. With Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA and U.S. Soccer, you're connected to a portfolio of brands designed for how you travel. Some offer complimentary breakfast, others give you room to spread out, space to stay productive, or extended stay comforts. So whether you're a traveling fan or part of the team, Marriott Bonvoy celebrates the moments that live on before and after the game. Marriott Bonvoy, where game day checks in. Harry Douglas here to tell you about Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy. It tastes just like the best birthday cake ever. Vanilla, buttery, frosting vibes. It's basically a party in a bottle. And here's the best part. All cake, no sugar. And you know I love my cake. So I get that big birthday energy without any sugar guilt. The bottle's small, easy to toss in my bag, and perfect when I need a quick, tasty caffeine boost to cakeify my day. The Funfetti flavor is back on 5hourenergy.com or Amazon. Crack open a Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy shot today.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
5:04 in the big city with Don LaGreca and Peter Rosenberg. I'm Alan Hahn. 800-919-3776 is the number. It is now officially the postseason for the NBA season. The NHL Where are we at, Don? You have one more game?
Yeah, I'm in Boston tomorrow.
Right.
I leave at 8:30 tonight, so I'm here at the Rock, so I'm a little bit closer to Newark Airport. Mm-hmm. And that's it for the Devils. The last regular season day is Thursday. So there are a couple of games on Wednesday and Thursday. I believe the Rangers, right, Anthony, play either Wednesday or Thursday in Tampa.
Florida trip
nice.
Today and Wednesday.
Oh, that's so
Quick's
nice.
last game tonight.
A 3-game road trip. Dallas, Fort Lauderdale, Tampa.
Could be worse.
Last I checked, Dallas is not that close to Florida.
No, it's a bit of a drive.
But
I think they're going to fly.
Great. I mean, listen, first time ever, since the Devils came in 82-83 that all three locals have missed the playoffs.
Isn't that you have 3 teams in the league, and not one of them was good enough to make the tournament.
And when the Devils came in, the Islanders were in the midst of their dynasty. Yep. And then when you got to the end of that dynasty, that's when the Devils made the playoffs for the first time, and the Rangers started to get better in the early 90s. It's never happened. So then when the Islanders came in 72, the Rangers had gone to the Stanley Cup final the year before, lost to the Blackhawks in 73, started to make the playoffs a little bit more. And then by 75, the Islanders were a perennial playoff team.
And they were in the playoffs for the next 15 years. Yeah.
To go back to the 65-66 season when we were an original 6, Rangers did make the playoffs. The last time there was not local representation in the postseason, exactly 60 years ago.
Wow.
No postseason.
That is an insane stat, by the way.
60 years. You have to go back to the last time there were no playoff hockey to speak of in the New York metropolitan area.
Crazy.
That's where we are. But where we also are is the Knicks in the playoffs. They're taking on the Atlanta Hawks. We're going to discuss that momentarily with you. Again, 800-919-3776. But before we do that, how about a little game time brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey? Because when it's game time, Donnie.
It's calling time.
It sure is. So the Mets, they're in L.A. Why not? You know, when you're going through some struggles, you know what really helps you? Go play the Dodgers.
Yeah.
That's right. Coverage immediately following Dan Grossa, by the way, tonight on 880 at 9:30 Eastern Time. Rangers, as Don mentioned, visiting the Panthers. Coverage on 1050 starts at 6:30. And then the Yankees, they're back home. They're in the Bronx. They're going to be welcomed with open arms and cheers and excitement as they take on the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim in California,
Correct.
USA.
Yep. Well, Mike
I don't
Trout
even know
comes
what
to
their
town,
nickname
everything
is.
shuts down.
Well, I mean, I don't think he can move anywhere in the city. He's so recognized.
God, remember when that was a thing?
Yeah. The Yankees, that game, by the way, first pitch, 7:05. That's a yes vehicle? Yes,
I would imagine so.
Right? Little Michael K? Yeah, okay. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey. During today's action, glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. I only ask because I do know the Yankees do appear sometimes on Prime and sometimes on Apple.
Sure.
And
well,
so
Apple's usually a Friday vehicle, right?
Apple's always a Friday thing?
I think.
And when's Amazon? Random?
Yeah, I think it's random.
Amazon
replaced what used to be the Picks 11 days.
Yeah. Remember those days? Yeah. I remember, you know what I saw? Bill White, Phil Rizzuto did they did something on a Yankee broadcast on Picks on 11. And Bill White was reading a statement from WPIX because the Yankees were about to move to, I think, MSG Network.
All right.
And they were going to move to cable. And there was an uproar about how we feel the Yankees should be available for free to everyone. But Rizzuto, I think Scooter was like, well, this is where the new world is going, cable TV. And it's so amazing that here we are now complaining about moving to streaming because it should be on cable like it ought to be, like it always was. It's just when things change, they say the same.
And we've known that, but we've known for a long time it was going this way. It's just so annoying now that we're here.
But I do remember, going back, I guess it was like 20 years ago when TNT got one of the conference finals. And I'm like, oh, there's a conference final in the NBA and it's not on over the air. It's on cable. But That's it. Listen, you follow the money. And
Uh-huh.
I would think one day the Super Bowl will be on an app. If they come up with enough money.
Who do you think it'll be? If we're going to guess, would you go Netflix or I'm thinking Amazon? I'm thinking at some point Amazon Prime Super Bowl because they print money. It's a gigantic company that we know is going nowhere, right? Tons and tons of stability with that company. And they're in the business. Don't you think we're going to reach a day where the Super Bowl is watched on Amazon Prime? Of all the places, would you say? Think about other places it could be. ESPN is a network, so it's on cable already, right?
No. What ESPN is.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl's not. I still don't think the Super Bowl would end up on ESPN.
Well, we have the Super Bowl.
Right, but it's going to be on ABC.
You know what I mean by when I say ESPN, I mean the product.
But you're saying
NBC has Peacock, but they'll always have it on NBC on their channel.
So you're saying will it ever be on straight up? It's on a streamer,
which is Amazon or Netflix, unless Apple wants to jump in. But who else are we talking about that has that kind of?
I don't think
swing?
it'll happen.
No
it
one.
Definitely will happen. Why not? I mean, if they pay,
they
an
can't.
outrageous
They
amount of
can't.
money,
They can't pay enough. You
They
can't.
could.
They can't.
You think Amazon can't pay enough?
No,
I promise you, Amazon can't.
They can, but they won't.
Guys,
they,
it's the
they can
one
also
day.
not fire people, but they fire thousands all the time. These places, there's no world in which the dollars would make sense.
Okay.
What's the number?
I don't know because
it gets 100 million people.
Well, we got to see the world that it becomes. We don't know what the world is going to become. We don't know how soon cable becomes obsolete.
Let me explain why I'm saying no.
Go ahead.
The reason I'm saying no is it hasn't happened yet, and we are getting near the prime of the streamer.
No pun intended.
Well done. I believe by the time we would get to a place where maybe that would be an option, I believe this system will already be outdated. And we will now be in a full-on cable system again.
Peter,
and all of these places will exist in a cable system.
They already have a wild card game. So they already have a playoff game.
They're inching closer.
But a wild card in a Super Bowl could not. I know they're in the same family.
But you're right.
But it's dad and it's the old cat, okay? I'm sorry, it's the scraggly old cat who they adopted in the backyard. The wild card isn't standing near dear old dad.
With that in mind, the Knicks game 1 Saturday, 6 o'clock, Madison Square Garden.
That'll never be on Prime.
It's on Prime.
Oh, it's on Prime.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Game 1 of the playoff, not on MSG. This was something that Mike Breen talked about during our broadcast, which ended up being on Sunday our last game broadcast of the regular season, the season. Normally, now historically, we have always been allotted at least the first round. In the past, we've done more. But in recent times, the RSNs, the regional sports networks, had the ability to, side by side with national, carry at least the first round of their team's playoffs. And this is the first year in the new broadcast agreements with the NBA that entered Amazon into the fray that you couldn't do that anymore because Amazon jumped in. They're doing the whole play-in tournament that starts tomorrow. And now they can also cherry-pick games, and you can't do side-by-sides anymore. So for the first time since the network was formed, the Knicks' first playoff game of the year will not be on MSG Network. Wow. And that's kind of sad. We will do pre- and post coverage for those who are wondering. We still will be on the network doing pre- and post for all the games. But when Mike said this and then they posted the video, it caught me by surprise that so many people, guys, in the comments were shocked by this and mad about it, that I don't get to hear my local broadcasters, and some people don't want to watch it on a streaming service like Amazon because now I'm stuck to watching it only on Amazon. Like, that's basically it. But this is the world. But are we losing that connection, though, when it comes to having the opportunity to hear and Michael did this opening night, you remember. That wasn't – couldn't do Yankees opening night. And the fans love to hear their hometown announcers, but they can't. Is that something we have to get used to, or is there a world that somehow, some way we can figure out how do we still do this where you can hear your local announcers? Well, we can do everything else technology-wise. How can we not do this?
Well, that's the thing, especially on an app, right? They don't care. They just want the audience. They want more people to get Prime, and that's why they've got the NBA, right? So why Why pay the money to have your own announcers that those guys don't want to hear? Just hit a button for Atlanta's feed, hit a button for the Knicks feed. You're watching on Amazon. Everybody wins.
When you get Tyler Murray and Monica McNutt on the ESPN New York call, at worst, is that what you get? Could you just the radio call just feeds in instead?
But why can't you just have like the locals do it? Like Breen and Clyde would be there.
Yeah.
But they'd be calling it for Amazon. But then you would have the same feed, but you can get the Atlanta announcers. And if you wanted to, I guess you could have Amazon's own announcers if you just wanted to watch it.
Right. Nationally, you just get that. But I would think in market, you can get
Anything is possible.
You get those two lunatics.
As long as you're watching on Amazon Prime, like, what does it matter?
Right. You're getting all the same streaming and all that other stuff.
Now, once you start to get to the other
national
national stuff, it's like, well, listen, we have our own announcers and we get that. But in this particular case, and you'd have the technology to do it.
Just
right?
the market, right?
Yeah.
When
I watch an Amazon game now, like the Yankee game, and by the way, thanks to Kofi, there's 21 games on Amazon left, and like 4 of them are not Wednesday. There's like 3 Tuesdays and a Thursday. So it looks like Prime is usually Wednesday for the Yankees.
All right.
But if I go Wednesday to click it on, it'll give me, I can watch the Yankees, or I could watch like a Spanish feed. Like, so they give you options. I mean, they'll just give me an option of watching the Knicks feed or to watch the Atlanta feed, television.
Now, in comparison to NBC, which we love Tirico, but we can do without Reggie. In this market especially. Jamal Crawford, love him, right? Those guys. But Amazon's guy, like, it's Iron Eagle.
Yeah.
Nobody hates Iron Eagle. Stan Van Gundy, can you deal with Stan?
I like Stan.
I like Stan, too.
So that's what you're getting in New York for that game one.
I listen. I don't want to sound like. I know Michael would get very sensitive about this.
Okay.
I mean, are we still talking about this?
As far as what?
Don, we do this every year.
Well,
about the local announcement.
Well,
who cares, man? Like, watch
is it really
in the playoff? To me, it's who cares. I guess
I need to know that, not from you though.
Okay.
Because you're out of market. You know what I mean?
Well, and my main thing's football, and I never get a local thing for that.
That's exactly what I mean by out of market.
So I'm not saying
football doesn't have that aside from the radio call.
But
football
you still have the radio call.
When you go through a whole season, there's something about the announcers that are your team guys. You know them. They know the team well. And then sometimes when you get to the national call, you feel like they don't really know.
They don't. No, listen.
And that could be fun. And that's why I asked the question, because if everybody agrees with you and go, I don't care.
Listen.
Okay, the majority of people don't care.
Go ahead, Don.
Everybody would rather have the local. But
right.
Here's
I agree. Everyone would rather.
Point,
but also, who cares?
And I'm not calling anybody out, because I could have been in the same situation. You know, Gary Cohen mentioned that he was disappointed that opening day was taken away. Michaels complained opening day was taken away for Yes. And Mike Breen, the first round of the playoffs, taken away. You make certain choices. You know, like those guys were all radio guys and took the TV job, knowing that at some point, they're not going to do all the games anymore. You know, I understand you're disappointed, but would it have been enough for you to not take the job?
No, because
like I just put myself in the situation. I was doing Rangers radio and then did Devils TV.
Yeah,
right. But let's say I was doing Devils TV. Would I have turned down the Devils radio? Would I have turned down TV because I would only do the first round of the playoffs, and maybe eventually when the new television contract comes in, it might be none. No, I'd still want the profile of TV.
As your friend, Don, if you would ever turn down a TV gig just to stay on radio,
but
I might have to slap it.
But that's the point. No, but that's why it's point guard. That's why he won. It's already point guard.
You take the job. I get it.
No, because the truth is,
it's not about you though. This isn't about Mike saying I want to call the game. It's about
I know.
This is why I said this, because I was surprised by the response it got when they posted it on social media about how many fans didn't realize that this was a thing, which they announced last year, but B, that they were that upset about the fact that I want to hear my hometown guys. I don't. Like, I want that. And I was caught off guard because I thought people were just like, whatever, it's the playoffs. Who cares? It feels bigger.
No, because
it surprised me.
Peter will tell you this was a topic every baseball postseason. Michael would say, it sucks, or we'd get phone calls, I'm sorry that you're not doing the game. And listen, Mike Breen's disappointed because he always did the first round. Right. Now it was taken away from him.
Yeah.
And Michael and Gary have a right to complain because they always did opening day and it was taken away from them.
Right.
But it would be ridiculous every postseason. Fans would call, oh, Michael, I'm going to miss you doing the postseason. The baseball never had for 50 years, 60 years,
right.
Didn't have local postseason, but still took the job. Right. So you kind of knew what you were getting into.
I didn't mean to bring back then an old topic. It was caught me by surprise.
And the people care. You're not wrong about
and
that
the response
part.
really got me.
I think there'd 100% be preference. But also my point is, isn't the feeling you're so hyped for the playoffs and ready to see your team, you're not crying over this. You could still listen to the radio call, and thank goodness you could still go on MSG, get all the pre and post with your people.
Oh, that's there.
So that's all there for
no
you.
Question.
But
it is going to be new to watch a game only on streaming. You have to watch it, and that would be game one on Saturday. Chris in Brooklyn on this topic. Go ahead, Chris.
Yes, I'm not mad. Hey, guys. First of all, how y'all guys doing?
Good.
Happy Monday. It's beautiful in the town, y'all. Hope y'all enjoying this beautiful weather that we got coming along and everything. I'm not mad about Mike and Clyde. Last night, I'm not going to say a lot. I was mad that they said that last night, that they're not going to do the first round. But if fans are really fans of the NBA, do the research. I did the research in the beginning of the season to see where everything is going to be at. I know where every game is going to be at this year regarding Peacock, Amazon, and ESPN. Well, that's all you got to do. This is just the first game is going to be on Amazon Prime. After that, everything is going to be on Peacock and ESPN. The conference finals is on, the Western Conference Finals is on Peacock. The Eastern Conference Finals is on ESPN.
Right.
Finals got ABC and ESPN. So it's not that big of a deal to me as a fan because you get this. I love Stan Van Gundy. I like Ione. How you say his name?
Ian Eagle.
I like him.
Yeah.
Mike Tirico, Reggie, Jamal Crawford, Mike Green, Tim Legler, Richard Jefferson. So they tell you what's going to happen and who's going to be calling these games and stuff like that. So that's my only thing.
Yeah. So you're a guy, Chris. You're a guy that knows to go check it out, find out where it's going to be, and be ready for it. But not everybody's like that.
If you're a diehard Knicks fan, we saw this with the Rangers too, with Sam Rosen. I mean, you're talking about Mike Breen and Sam Rosen. They're in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
So all season you get those guys. And now in the biggest games of the year, at least you'd get them in the first round, understanding that eventually they'd be taken away. I can understand you having a bit of a problem
Feel
with
away.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know. Look, I got lucky. Last year, in the last year that we were able to broadcast games, I was sent to Detroit, as you guys remember, and I had the incredible privilege to be part of that broadcast, to call that game, Game 3, with Mike Breen. And that, I would have never had that opportunity after that, right? This year, obviously. It never would have come up again. So the fact that I could say that I called the Knicks playoff game on MSG is like one of those resume-type things. So I was lucky, and I appreciate it. But it is, again, not being in the game, you feel like, wait, we did this all year, and now we've got to be on the outside. Like, there's rules. We can't do any interviews on the court. We can't even be in the building to do pre or post, like any of that stuff. It is off-putting a little bit, but you understand it's a business.
It used to be a day, though, that the money grabs benefited the fans. Like, more games on television. That was a money grab by Major League Baseball back in the day and all the sports. Not every game was on television when we were growing up, Alan, remember?
Yeah, no, I know.
So that we benefited from that. Now all of a sudden games that I'd have to listen to on the radio and I could watch on television.
Every single game now you could watch.
But now it feels like the money grabs don't benefit the fans and tick the fans off. The apps tick the fans off. National television taking the local announcers away, tick them off.
And the times, because you're trying to fit all these games
too.
in. You start saying to yourself, wait, what time's this game? What time's that? Like it does get a little crazy. But the fun part is Sunday, 4 straight games on Sundays in the first round, which you got to love. 2 on ABC, ESPN, 2 on NBC. That's an awesome Sunday.
That's old school.
Yeah, man.
Now, I got to talk to you guys about something real quick. It's called FanDuel. because right now FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get $250 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Listen, that's right. Turn $5 into $250 in bonus bets just for getting started. And when every possession matters in the playoffs, FanDuel makes it easy to get closer to the action. From player props on your favorite stars to all the tools you need to back them up, FanDuel puts player research right at your fingertips so you can check stats, trends, matchups all in one place and make your picks with confidence. It's everything you need, all in one app. So don't miss your shot. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. FanDuel, play your game, 21 and over, physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com for help with a gambling problem. Call 877-OPEN-WIRE. Text OPEN-WIRE 467-369.
All right, more of your calls coming up. Hahn Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
The Knicks.
It's great to be in this position, but it doesn't really mean anything because at the end of the day, when you get in the playoffs, you got to find a way to win 4 of those 7.
The Hawks.
Atlanta's a good team. We're a good team. Everybody's good, especially at this time of the year.
The NBA playoffs.
You are better than Atlanta. Period. Stop.
You should go out and you should beat Atlanta. And it should not be one of these extended series either.
No, you should beat them in 5.
You should.
Game 1 coverage begins Saturday at 5 on 880, 1050, and the ESPN New York app.
Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
$25 a month, 5 whole years. Same sweet number in your ears. Check it in a year, check it in 5. This ain't optimum 5, but price is still alive. $25 a month, 5 whole years. Same sweet number in your ears. Get Optimum famously fast fiber internet. Optimum.com/25 for 5. Or call 8884-OPTIMUM. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
If you manage an active facility, you don't have time for disruption. Tricon Construction specializes in working inside healthcare, commercial, and industrial buildings without shutting operations down. That means tight planning, clear communication, safe, disciplined execution, because when patients are inside, when tenants are working, when production can't stop, there's no margin for mistakes. When it has to be handled professionally and handled right, Tricon is the only choice. Visit TriconBuilds.com, TriconBuilds.com.
It feels like everyone's sick right now. You aren't imagining it. Doctors say this is the worst cold and flu season in 25 years, and it's not over. I was just traveling. It was like everyone around me was coughing, sneezing, and sick. I can't afford to get sick, and I doubt you can either. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. Having a medical emergency kit is like having urgent care and pharmacy right in your home. It includes essential prescriptions like generic Z-Pak to help you get well faster, plus important antibiotics to treat pneumonia, strep throat, sinus and ear infections, nausea, even UTIs, and many more common and serious illnesses. It's your kit the moment you need it. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. It's genius. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. I can save you $45 when you use my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. Again, save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
Hi, this is Don LaGreca. I'm big on having the right game plan on the ice and at home, which is why I use Viking Pest Control myself as the pest control provider and proud partner of the New Jersey Devils. Viking has been protecting homes for over 45 years with expert pest control service and solutions tailored just for you. From ants and cockroaches to rodents, stinging insects, and backyard mosquitoes, Viking keeps pests out of your house and out of the play. Bundle pest control with mosquito services and save big. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com. Viking Pest Control, protecting your home inside and out.
This is the Michael K. Show.
Here's one thing that's very, very clear. When everybody talks about,
yeah, but Judge doesn't hit in the postseason the way he does in the regular season.
well, you see what happens when Judge doesn't clean up on aisle 5. He's the great deodorant. So when Judge is being Judge, it covers up the other things. So he's not being Judge yet, and you notice how bad the bottom of the order is. It has to be better.
Michael K. Show. Weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
And now it's time for traffic. Here's Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. We've got the WNBA draft going on at Hudson Yards at the Shed. If you're heading that way using the inbound Lincoln, just about 15 to 20. Inbound Holland going to run you the same. Over at the inbound George, looking really good for both the upper and lower decks. That'll change as we get closer to first pitch tonight at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Best of it's the outbound George, Westside Highway and Henry Hudson. Outbound Lincoln and Holland Tunnels are running about 20 to 30 minutes each. They picked up that crash on the southbound West Shore right before Muldoon Avenue. Damage is done. You're still bumper to bumper on the westbound Staten Island Expressway. Delays go back across the Verrazano onto the Brooklyn side. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
In a contracting business, you're either growing or you're grinding. Success is no longer about hard work alone. It's about using AI to accelerate impact. Service Titan is the only integrated intelligence that seamlessly automates your entire workflow, from first call to final invoice. Born in the trades, built for visionaries ready to stop operating and start automating. Service Titan, AI for the trades.
Harry Douglas here. Let me ask you something. What if you can enjoy the taste of a cocktail, the warmth of a spirit, and still stay fully in control? That's RK Zero Proof, a pioneer in the alcohol-free spirits category. RK delivers bold flavor and a real warming sensation with zero alcohol, zero sugar, zero carbs, and zero calories. Perfect for nights out, social gatherings, or anytime you want the experience of a drink without sacrificing tomorrow. Check it out at rkbeverages.com. That's ARKAY beverages.com. RK, all the flavor, none of the alcohol.
Just like the New Jersey Devils protect their home ice, Viking Pest Control protects your home. And I know because I use Viking at my own place. As the pest control provider and proud partner in the New Jersey Devils, Viking brings 45 years of trusted expertise and experience. And if you've got ants, cockroaches, stinging insects, rodents, and even mosquitoes, we'll get you out of the zone. Their local team builds a personalized game plan that actually works. And when you bundle pest control with mosquito service, well, you save big time. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com, protecting your home inside and out.
All right, we got lots of calls to get to at 800-919-3776. So let's keep talking to the people, shall we? How about Anthony in Union, New Jersey on the Yankees? Anthony.
Yes, how you doing, guys? Glad I was on a long ride from South Jersey to Trenton, so I thought I'd chime in. I heard what you were saying earlier, Hahn, and I 100% agree. This is, to me, this is an organizational up top. I'm going to point to Brian Cashman. I remember when somebody was saying that Curtis Granderson was down in the minor leagues. One time, I don't know if Michael Kay said it, and he came up and he said, man, you won't believe what's being taught down there. And I just think that the Yankees, we're instead of, there's not a 220 hitter that Brian Cashman doesn't like. And I just feel that the big problem with is that, we're more focused on launch angle and hard hit rate. To me, I could care less if someone hits 120 miles an hour if they're a 210 hitter. And I think what happens is when it comes to the playoffs that Brian Cashman, I don't think, realizes is when you're a 220 hitter, that shows up in the postseason. You could get away with it in the regular season if you hit home runs and you could maybe grab some walks. But when you're in the playoffs, you're going against the best pitchers that team has to offer. And when you're a true Yankee fan and you're a fan who knows what we've seen it. You sound like a true Yankee fan, Hahn. That 220 shows up in the playoffs, and that's why we never get the big hit. We never get.
Well, you are who you are, right? And that's the great equalizer,
you are who you are.
Anthony. It's the great equalizer, of course, is the playoffs. Why? Because you focus a little more on scouting reports. You focus a little more on matchups, like all the simple things. In any sport, it's a lot harder because there's a microscope now on every single player, and we're trying to exploit every single weakness. And that. And thanks for the call, Anthony and Don. Like that. That to me is the hardest part, of course, about having a team that plays that style. But I do think they've changed a little bit.
Right.
They are a little more athletic. They are trying to change themselves, but it's still, to me, when it looks bad, it's the same. It looks bad.
Saying it's right. But what Brian Cashman's going to tell you is, how's it working? We're good every single year.
I get it.
Right. Now, I could do it the way Boston does it, and maybe we'll win a couple of championships, but in between those championships, we might lose 90 games and be out of it. So are you cool with winning a title and then maybe missing the playoffs the next 5 years?
You answer that question, Don.
No, listen,
the Giants
as me
won
as a Met fan, I'd take the championship.
Of course.
But,
anybody does. I don't care what fan you are.
The bean counters are like, okay, the championship's great, but the next 5 years, our buildings will be half full if we're not winning games. And then Yankee Stadium's going to look like it did, in the 80s, when there was nobody at the ballpark, right? So that's the way they're looking at it. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. That's the way they're looking at it. And you look around Major League Baseball, outside of the Dodgers, who are spending like an astronomical amount of money, but even they didn't win a championship from 1988 to 2020. They were going to the playoffs most of the time, but they didn't win either, and then they had to spend the outrageous amount of money that they're spending. But, the Astros win a couple of titles, and then they're out of it. And maybe cheated the 2 times that they got it.
A little different.
Kansas City goes to back-to-back World Series, and where are they?
Yeah, they're about
San
to be in Kansas
Francisco,
City.
3 championships in 6 years.
Where
are they now?
But I can't fall back on that more than I'm falling back on. It's when it's the same thing every year.
But they're looking at it. Yeah, it's the same thing every year. We win 90-plus games and we go to the playoffs.
But that's in the you fall short at the finish line for 15 straight years. You've got to eventually say, "Hey, we almost finished the race."
So that's the question.
We were still we were in third place when we fell down at the finish line. Like, okay, great.
All right.
You didn't win. And in the end, isn't that what it's about?
The argument, you answered it, but I'd love to get the fans. He might be able to go a different route and win the title. But now you see, it's not sustainable. So the next year, now you don't make the playoffs.
Well, it's the whole tanking and then get better again.
Well, not tanking.
No, but I mean in other sports.
He builds a team for 162. And then, unfortunately, come playoff time with the smaller sample size, it hasn't seemed to work. If he builds a team in the small sample size that it could excel, you run the risk of over a long period of time, 162, you get exposed and you don't make the postseason. He wants to make the postseason. And he believes, I guess, that if he starts straying from his system and thinks more about the postseason, it might come at the expense of making it in the first place. Again, but that's the answer.
I know that's the answer.
Because that's why they're the only team anywhere that had winning seasons for 30-plus years. I mean, I was in Detroit this weekend. There was a time the Red Wings were the gold standard.
Yeah.
They missed the playoffs. 10 straight years they've gone without going to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right? San Antonio's going through their rebuild. The Dallas Cowboys were dominant. They've gone over 25 years without winning a championship. But the Yankees, 2009's a long time ago for you, but what other organization in sports can say we've had 32 consecutive winning seasons? No one. And they see value in that. Now, can both be done? I think you could probably do both. I agree with you. But you're saying it's broken. They believe it's exactly the system they want.
My concern is about a salary cap system coming up and a GM that has never proven that he can handle a budget properly. And imagine if you put the constraints on him like that and then still try to build me a team that can win.
Well,
and not just, again, regular season winning. It's harder in the cap years because escalating contracts and everything else make you have to make tough decisions on players. It forces you to make tough decisions on young players. You have to know what the hell you're doing when it comes to talent evaluation instead of system.
Okay.
And that's I don't have a lot of confidence in him handling a cap situation. I just don't, because we're seeing a team, again, that has had one of the highest budgets in the league. And still, when it has a bad day, it looks god-awful. And it's fundamentals, Don. It's not – it's one thing to say the bats just haven't been good and all that stuff. I understand that. Bottom of the order has been garbage, which everybody's bottom of the order is not very good, right? Rarely do you have a team that's like, hey, our bottom of the order is great. You don't have that. But when you do things like we saw in the field, defensively, against what the Rays did, that just nickel and dime you into stealing a win and turning it into a loss because you can't field and you can't understand how to handle bunts and speed? Like, those are the things that drive you crazy as a fan. You're the Yankees. You're supposed to be elite. And they always seem to find ways to embarrass themselves in situations where all you got to do is be elite at fundamentals. I'm sorry. Am I asking too much, Don? That's the part that bothers me the most. But that again, that's also what concerns me going forward. Is Cashman, is he somebody that you think in a cap system is going to thrive because of how well he handles a budget and builds a team?
Last year, getting Grisham at $5 million that's the kind of stuff. Those are the types of decisions you need to make in a cap. But then $22 million.
Well, that's the QOing him.
But you don't want to make.
But wouldn't he thrive in a cap situation, considering he kind of caps himself, and that's why they come up short? But they still do pretty well. Meaning he operates in a way where within the system that they play with, as opposed to the Dodgers right now, they are able to get right there. They just can't get over the top. If everyone else comes down a bit, that wouldn't help someone like Cashman for the way he already operates? Because who that's going to hurt the most is the Dodgers.
So they just buy everybody.
Because they buy everybody.
Right.
But
it's going to be a challenge in L.A. too.
So the Yankees aren't the Rays, right, who are able to operate with no budget whatsoever and still put up 90 wins.
Be competitive,
But
least.
they do put a cap on themselves and put themselves in a good spot every year.
And the speculation is the cap is probably going to be at $300 million. And if that's the case, they could certainly work within that.
What are they at
now? Well, wait, you can for now until the salaries go up. Like, it's not like the salaries are going to stay flat now. You know, you still got to pay people. So, look, I know what I'm doing right now. I'm being what we are. I'm owning it. We are the worst fan base in New York. I'm the first to admit it. I'm as bad as anyone. Because earlier on, Don was right. I didn't want to tell him, but I was feeling it. It's too early to get this hysterical. But when you have this demand in your brain that you can't, no matter how many times you tell me it is a ridiculous notion to think that, you know, you should hold the Yankees to a higher standard than anybody else because of who they are. I can't help it. I was born into that.
Right.
And so because of it, in April, when they can't do what like when you get swept by the Rays in Tampa and you look lifeless, and the pitching's been great, it's all the other stuff, and you've got a third baseman that can't hit to save his life, when you've got other mistakes going on, when you've got other guys who can't hit either, it just starts to become, are we doing this again?
Well, I'm glad you're owning it.
But we are. We're the worst fan base because of our demand, but I will never, ever apologize for it.
By having that standard, your low end is still what 80% of this league would love. Consistently winning, consistently going to the playoffs. I root for a team that's celebrating the 40 years of not winning a title, and they've got the means, and they've got their own network, and they've got a billionaire owner. They may not have the standard that the Yankees have. Who does? But they have the same means, same age of the building and all that, and yet we can't seem to figure it out. We make runs every once in a while.
Well, you do the amazing.
That's
the difference.
Which is nice.
We're boringly consistent. You are the amazing.
But
whatever happens has to be amazing.
You haven't won a title in 16 years going on 17, and it's the 40th anniversary of the last Mets title. So you're still in better shape, believe me, in so many different ways.
I feel like your situation could be fixed a lot quicker. This situation seems like Groundhog
Well, if you
Day.
just own who you are. I don't like spending all the money. I don't want money to be the reason your team wins. Feels like buying a championship. But it does feel like the Mets are, Stearns is kind of doing a lot of Cashman. He didn't go out and replace, Nimmo, McNeil, and Alonso with household names.
No, he
Maybe
made
Bichette. Bichette was a star. But Polanco.
Bichette was a chase right after the Bellinger thing fell through, right?
Exactly.
That felt like a chase more than it was. Like, that was I don't want to say what was that? That's a rebound kind of thing.
Yeah. And I said at the time I was willing to give Stearns the benefit of the doubt. Let's see how it works out. Now, it's still too early to determine that it didn't work, but I wasn't expecting to be sitting here at 7-9.
Yeah, that's not good.
Getting swept at home by the A's, and now trying to save your April going to L.A. to play the Dodgers, and then swinging back on the way home and play the Cubs.
Mm-hmm. Tough situation for both franchises right now, but as we said, it is early. Got lots of calls to get to. ENN coming up at 6, and the NFL Draft's coming up on Thursday, April 23rd. You know that, Don. New York, you're on the clock. The Jets pick 2nd and 16th. Giants pick 5th. And Rick DiPietro and Dave Rothenberg are breaking it all down live. You can join the ESPN New York Couchcast, your second screen for the NFL Draft. Real-time reactions, instant takes, and everything New York fans care about. Watch along, react with us, and don't miss a single moment. You know it's going to be entertaining because Dave's crazy and Rick's hilarious. ESPN New York's Couchcast on Draft Night, April 23rd, 8 p.m., presented by Calandra's Bakery. Your calls and more coming up. ENN at 6. Don Hahn Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Hey, Yankees fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Saturday, May 2nd for the Yankees' annual Star Wars Day. Enjoy special appearances by some of your favorite Star Wars characters, and the first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a Max-free Mandalorian bobblehead. Get your tickets now for Saturday, May 2nd, Star Wars Day at Yankee Stadium. For tickets, visit yankees.com/tickets. And may the Force be with you.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
New York Knicks fans, here's a total slam dunk. For a limited time, new Verizon Mobile and home customers can get Fios and a line of mobile for just $69.99 a month with AutoPay. Get Fios 300 megabits per second for $20 a month and unlimited welcome for $50 a month plus taxes and fees when you bring your own phone. Visit a Verizon store today to learn more. For new Fios Internet and mobile customers, discounts applied over 36 months. Mobile and home discount enrollment required. Additional terms apply. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
Life is motion, but for Jaime, debilitating pain in both hips brought everything, including family time, to a halt.
Every doctor told me the same thing. They would do one hip at a time.
At White Plains Hospital, Dr. Jacob Totka's unique expertise provided an alternate approach by replacing both of Jaime's hips on the same day.
In just 2 hours, I got 2 new hips, and I went home that day.
White Plains Hospital, among the best hospitals anywhere that just so happens to be here. A member of the Montefiore Health System.
Hey, this is Chevy, managing partner at Precision Solar. We believe going solar should be simple, and it should make real financial sense. We manage the entire process from start to finish and offer flexible solar payment options designed around your goals. When the numbers work, solar can lower your monthly cost and give you predictable energy for decades. And if you refer someone who installs with us, you can earn up to $1,000. Visit precisionsolar.com to schedule your free home assessment.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Join DiPietro and Rothenberg Thursday, April 23rd for a special Couchcast of Round 1 of the NFL Draft, presented by Calandra's Bakery. The Jets and Giants have 3 picks in the top 16, and Rick and Dave will react live as the first round unfolds.
Let's go!
From the big decisions to the big-time drama. Catch it all in this YouTube-only exclusive. And it's all from Calandra's Bakery and your home for football talk. ESPN New York.
Let me say this. If you're an experienced superintendent in Jersey and you know you're better than the situation that you're in, Tricon Construction wants to talk. They're building serious multifamily, medical, and industrial projects across the state, and they're looking for leaders, not babysitters, real projects, real support, real backing from ownership. If you're ready to step into something bigger, go to triconbuilds.com/careers. That's triconbuilds.com/careers. And yes, it's confidential.
Now, I'm not sure if you saw this. Peter,
all right.
if you saw it on social media.
All right.
What did we see?
Kind of making the rounds today. I wanted to bring it up.
Do it.
There was a play at the plate on opening weekend, Mets-Pirates, where Lindor lost his helmet and slid into home plate and was slow to get up. Looked like he might have hit his head as he slid home. And so it's being suggested that was he concussed on that play? And is that why he seems so out of it? Now, I'd have to think
Come on.
that Mets medical team would be on top of something like that.
Of course they would.
But it just, when you're searching for why he's been so lost, is it crazy that, maybe he suffered a concussion and because he never
You think this is a
he felt fine?
This is a Rizzo thing? Remember Rizzo a couple of years ago on the first base play, got hit in the head, left him in, and then the rest of the season.
Well, you know what I will say?
Actually, he was done after that.
Yeah.
He just couldn't get right.
And then way later they figured it out.
Yeah, and then they realized, he's playing with a concussion.
So I've watched this play a million times because when it happened, there was a lot of discussion about whether he didn't want to score and the whole thing with him at Soto. I have to tell you, though, what I never noticed is that his arms stand up like that at the end of the play. Do you notice that, Alan?
I didn't notice it.
Look
you
at
got it up?
Yeah. I never once noticed this. Look at the end of the play. Look at his.
Oh, what do they call that? They say it a lot in
fencing
football.
position.
Fencing?
Yeah, look right here. Just watch the end of it. From when he gets hit and then how he ends up laying on the ground. Look.
Now, I would have to believe somebody in the Mets organization would have caught that.
Might have been out.
And get it checked.
Could have been.
Especially now with him, the way he's playing, wouldn't somebody, hey, remember that play on opening
But to Alan's point, that Rizzo thing lasted all year, Don.
Yeah.
And it took forever for them to notice. And if the player, right away doesn't give them any reason to think protocol,
and definitely doesn't want to say anything,
then they may not do it. It is weird. Do you guys? Let me see what I have here. Hold on now.
Nothing's been talked. I have not. So that's just going around now. It's amazing that no one has even brought it up.
You guys have the Lindor in there from this weekend?
Him talking?
Yeah, we've had the Lindor talking. He just generally sounds so.
I have Mendoza, Bichette, and Peralta.
Yeah, that's all I saw.
Yeah.
Here's Lindor.
There we go.
Here's Lindor. What gives him confidence that this year will be different?
A different year, and we were one at-bat away from turning around today. We started putting better at-bats as the game went on, but we just didn't finish the job. So it's a different year. You gotta see it from a whole different lens. This is not the same.
Now listen,
team,
he 100% could just be bummed out because he's been playing terribly in the team. But Don, he also is he almost doesn't sound like himself there.
But I guess it was yesterday. I was driving to the Rock for the game, and I was listening to the Met game, and they had David Lennon from Newsday on. And David was talking about how he seems different in his demeanor. Everything, it just seems to be off. Just the way he talks, the way he conducts himself, the way he's playing. Now, he wasn't a great defender last year either, but we're seeing just poor decisions, forgetting how many outs there are. It would suck for it to take something like this to get them to wake up.
How does no one – I get it.
Why did they put Ryan Church on a plane after a concussion 20 years ago?
No one in the organization just sees that he's off and doesn't want to just hey, let's just do a baseline with you.
Well, like you said, look, the Yankees, That happened with Rizzo.
Yeah, I don't get.
I
that
guess
story
if the
was
player's
still
going to be uncooperative, I'm fine. Don't
No, you're supposed to protect the player from himself. The NFL goes out of the way to take a player off the field
but
that
baseball,
they think.
Does baseball have the same protocols that hockey and football have? That and somebody independent looks and says, "Get him checked."
Yeah, they should. Why not?
Because the reason football and hockey have it is because the organizations don't have an appetite to get these guys checked because they want them back out there. They want them playing, right?
Fair.
So, but at some point, you got here's a guy, an astute player, a great player, forgetting how many outs there are, throwing flat-footed on a double play, just looking generally lost, and he hit the back of his head on opening weekend. I don't care what he says. Check him out.
Well, it's a story, I mean, for sure, that if it breathed a little more life into it, the Mets have got to put a little time into it just to make sure. Even if you think, oh, this is some crazy internet, conspiracy theory. Well, fine. Just make sure, though. Because the video does look a little – it's enough concern that you would want to – and you got to feel like the trainer has already looked him in the eye and checked him out and made sure – like that, are you right? You're good.
Well,
I would think so too.
God, how do you not?
I would think so.
Concussions are weird.
These guys aren't clowns. I mean, they're professionals in what they do. These trainers.
Right. That's why I find it hard to believe he wasn't checked. But could there be a situation where you check him and he's fine, but then there's after effects that you got to stay on top of it, right?
Yeah.
You know he hit his head. So
I agree.
But it happened with Rizzo. We've seen it happen other times too. But if all of a sudden a week from now we find out, he suffered a concussion and that's why he's been acting this way, I mean, jobs should be lost, right?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, he's a $300 million player.
You hate to put it in those terms, but your job is to protect these players, protect them from themselves, not just rely on, hey, how you feeling?
How's the back of your belly for a sleigh ride?
How the back? Exactly. Maybe that might be the origin story of that drop, right?
Hey, you good? Yeah. How's the back of your belly for a sleigh ride? What? All right, seems good to me.
Yeah, if he answers the question, then there's something wrong.
If he laughs, he's good.
Right, or if he goes, no, the back of the belly's strong.
It's very strong.
Get him in an MRI.
Hey, you can partner with Amazon Hub Delivery, by the way, to earn extra revenue. Right? Earn extra revenue for your business. This is actually really cool. By using your business, listen to this, assist with local Amazon deliveries and get paid for each package you deliver. So when you become a partner, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area on a schedule that works for you. So work around your own work schedule. You'll gain extra revenue, increase exposure for your business, and connect with your neighbors. Plus, it's easy to get started with no delivery experience, long-term contracts, or startup costs required. If you're interested in learning more, visit Amazon.com/hub-delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB delivery. Check it out. All right, so ENN is coming up next. You want to check that out. Your calls will be coming after that as well. Hahn Rosenberg, ESPN New York. Donnie, we'll see you tomorrow.
You got it, buddy.
Right now, new FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get $250 in bonus bets if your bet wins. That's right, turn $5 into $250 in bonus bets just for getting started. And when every possession matters in the playoffs, FanDuel makes it easy to get closer to the action. From player props on your favorite stars to all the tools you'll need to back them up, FanDuel puts player research right at your fingertips so you can check stats, trends, and matchups all in one place and make your picks with confidence. It's everything you need all in one app. So don't miss your shot. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. FanDuel, play your game. 21 and over, physically present New York. First online, real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks a million, guys. I hope you have a great rest of the night. We've got the Yanks home in the Bronx. First pitch just a little over an hour away using the inbound, George. Stick with the lower deck. It's a great ride. Upper level going to run you about 15 to 20 minutes. Deegan already packed both up and down, heading over to the stadium with the volume for the outbound, George. WNBA draft tonight at Hudson Yards at the Shed using the inbound Lincoln. That's about a 20 to 30 minute ride. Inbound Holland going to run you the same. Outbound Lincoln doing better, about 10 to 15 minutes. Outbound Holland will run you 15 to 20. And once you're on on the Jersey side. Slow crawl on the outbound Skyway because of a crash on top of the Hackensack River. Big problem spot on Route 3 eastbound in Jersey. No access to Passaic Avenue in Clifton. Early this morning, a collision involving a tractor-trailer that struck a house. Right lane also blocked on the main roadway. Traffic is not moving much there from before the Garden State Parkway. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Hey, New York and New Jersey. Boost Mobile has an unlimited talk, text, and data plan that's only $25 a month forever. Meaning you'll only ever pay $25 a month for the rest of your life. Who wouldn't want unlimited wireless when it only costs $25 a month forever? If you don't, you must be one of those people who enjoy overpaying for their phone plan. $25 a month forever is truly as good as it gets. So go online and switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
Hi, this is Don LaGreca. Just like the New Jersey Devils protect their home ice, Viking Pest Control protects your home. And I know because I use Viking at my own place. As the pest control provider and proud partner in the New Jersey Devils, Viking brings 45 years of trusted experience and expert service to keep ants, cockroaches, stinging insects, rodents, and even mosquitoes out of your zone. Their local team builds a personalized game plan that actually works. And when you bundle pest control and mosquito services, you score big savings. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com. Protecting your home inside and out.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
It's deck days at Lowe's, and the savings are stacked. Right now, pros get 15% off all in-stock composite decking from top brands like Trex, TimberTech, and Decorators. Plus, get a free DeWalt 20-volt max 5-amp-hour battery when you buy a select DeWalt tool. The deck's stacked in your favor with brands pros trust. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 4/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Hey, this is Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson for three.
And this is your home for New York Knicks basketball. This is 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS FM HD2, New York. This is an ENN special report. Now reporting.
The very handsome Jewish man, Peter Rosenberg.
We should talk some sports. Do what you want. It's ENN.
Peter Rosenberg.
Hi. How's everyone doing? Cool. Welcome to ENN.
Ray Rowe.
You ever watch YouTube?
ENN tonight, it is brought to you by our friends at Fanatics Fest NYC. I'd like to start off ENN by saying good evening to all of us.
Yeah, all those boxes outside my door.
That
means I got Prime. So I can watch the NBA on the floor.
And all of us.
Things that begin with D.
Oh, well.
That's
a choice.
Oh, a draft.
So myself and Don. All right, last thing here, guys. Mel Kiper was on Unsportsmanlike. Oh, boy. That's tough. You know? Because you can't... Because he loves Mel, but you can't say that you love someone and then you them like that.
Yeah, I agree. Although I did love our Dylan impressions.
Good evening to myself. I don't have this Prime. That's how it started.
Yes.
And good evening to Carlin from all the way back in 2021.
If you asked the Atlanta Hawks who they would rather play, the Knicks or the Heat, they would say the Atlanta Hawks.
I didn't remember this. Wait, did Chris, how did this come to be? Did Chris remember this on the show today, or did you just remember this, Anthony, because you're a bad guy?
Oh, no, I always remember this drop.
Yeah, he's a bad guy. He dug up my thing.
The morning show has said it too.
Nothing.
Everybody remembers this drop.
If you asked the Atlanta Hawks who they would rather play, the Knicks or the Heat, they would say the Atlanta Hawks.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it so funny? I really, really enjoyed that.
But he said it with said it with his chest.
Oh, he didn't. There was no hesitation.
Lean into the radio, everybody.
I think that was
got
network
something
at the time.
Yeah. That was definitely
That's Network Carlin right there. Now, I was listening to the morning program today, the Rick and Dave vehicle.
They had some doozy callers. Oh, my God.
So, but when I heard, it was Dave talking about how Rick's wife had just followed him on Instagram.
Had followed who on Instagram?
Dave. Dave just got the follow now.
Cassie's following Dave now.
Correct.
Wow.
And he was kind of asking, like, why doesn't anyone follow? And then I realized I didn't follow him, and I actually went and followed Dave. Horrible looking Instagram page, by the way. I may unfollow.
I don't think I follow.
It's just like big faces.
Well, that's the
video edits.
But that was the point that the guys made.
What?
Dave was offended, but he doesn't do anything on his Instagram.
No, it's just show posts.
Right. He just collabs with the stuff that Jake.
Yeah, no, they were right.
I need to ask, by the way, I don't follow it, and you're right, it's a lot of Dave's face.
It's just a horrible looking page.
It's all collabs. Can we also discuss collabs? Is there like a statute of limitations to where I collab because it's good for the show, and then I go back and delete?
Yeah, you can undo it shortly.
Yeah, I'm not talking about etiquette more than I'm talking about can you.
You got to give it a day.
As long as I collab with it for the show, we're probably fine.
One day.
I think one day to let it be.
One more thing I need to bring up.
But then I looked and he said they talked about Rick's Instagram. I can't even find Rick on Instagram.
Rick is buried. Alan, you probably have it.
I
but
have it.
It's buried under
I'm not sharing it.
pseudonyms and
he
other
has 40
things.
followers.
Because he doesn't
Oh, Rick,
share
you
it.
found Rick's?
No, I didn't find it. They talked about it on the air.
Yeah. Rick doesn't.
It's not even him. It's a picture of the sun.
Yeah.
That's very strange. He's a very strange guy.
Rick's he's here for the show. Like he'll watch, but he's not going to participate. As I'm looking at Dave, some of these shots, especially with the gray background, then Dave has allowed himself to go gray as well. And now that I looked up at our screen, you guys think it's time that I stop this?
What?
And just go back to coloring it?
You mean have you gone gray enough?
It's too much. It's gone too far.
Well, we're getting close to this point of no return.
I think I'm almost like Stephanie thinks I might have gone too far. She doesn't. She hates it. But Gracie,
Well, there's your answer.
for the first time.
Why are you
Gracie,
asking us?
Well, because I need opinions.
Yeah, this isn't just
Gracie has never said anything until recently when I said, I might for the playoffs, I might put the color back in, and she's like, "Oh, thank God, you look terrible in some of your suits," and she's never said a word to me. And the fact that she said something now has me. Like, are people just not saying anything to me? Just going, too bad.
The fact that they let you go this long.
Right? No. Stephanie's told me all along she's not comfortable with it.
Well,
she didn't like it.
No?
Doesn't like it, no. But other people have said, it looks good. It's
Silver Fox.
All that stuff, yeah. And for me, it's easy because I don't have to do anything. And anything I can do that's less work and no effort, I'm all for.
It feels like right now if you were to just not touch it for 6 months, we might be all the way there.
It's over, right?
It feels like we could be there.
We got a poll going on YouTube. They'll answer.
And then once you go that far,
and
you
I don't
can't
care
go
if people
back.
go, it's so obvious you color your hair. Like, yeah, duh, I know. What do you mean? I'm over 50. Of course I color my hair. Like, I stopped because
I don't.
Some people suggested that I let it go, and so I did. And I got to be honest. After seeing Dave in the background,
I got to be honest.
It made me look up.
Well, let me see Dave. Well, hold on.
And
What, you saw how gray he looked?
Yeah.
Let me see.
It's
what are you looking at here?
His Instagram. Yeah.
Let me see what you're
look.
Oh my God.
See what I mean?
Oh my God.
And he's got dark eyebrows, but the top is just gray.
When did this happen? And look at Jordan. This is like a senior citizens app.
Ronan's let it go.
What
also.
is going on?
Yeah,
even
Buster only. So,
well, I think Buster's older than all of you guys.
I'm okay with it being obvious because I don't care, but I'm better with it looking better.
Right,
so
that's what you care about.
You could say what you want, but would it be better for me to change it?
Yeah,
just go back.
Go one more run and see how it goes.
One more run, meaning what?
Like the playoffs. Come back here and let's go with the dark. You got a few days off too. People won't notice. You're not on TV for a couple days.
So you're saying color it?
Yeah.
Overwhelming no on YouTube right now.
Because they're hating.
Yeah, they just want.
They don't want.
They want it to keep.
They love the fact that this guy just looks so old now, decrepit.
I'm looking though. Let
me in. I'm like Poltergeist 2.
So Dave is just
full
full gray beard.
Didn't realize because he's always got a hat on in the morning show, so I haven't noticed it.
Very gray.
Until I went to his IG and went, damn, Dave.
No, I'm a little taken aback by how gray he is. When did that happen? That happened so quick.
Thinking I might do it for the playoffs, for the run.
Now, I want to say two things. Even though Dave, I don't know why I bother being nice, because if it was me, he'd just say something mean, and that would be it. But I'm going to be thoughtful about Dave.
Only Rick would say something mean.
No, Dave could be mean about
Dave's mean
Peter.
too?
Disgusting.
Oh.
Sure, he can say anything.
Okay.
I will say this though, with the right pictures of Dave.
Yeah.
Like, meaning when it's not an outfit where he looks like a complete schlub, like when he looks like half decent, and like has a haircut. The gray is actually kind of handsome for Dave. I think it's actually an improvement. Look right here.
Show me.
Look at the beginning of this video. I think it looks pretty good for him.
Well, he's wearing gray. His hair's gray, and the background's gray.
But
There's
like,
a lot going.
But hold on, but you don't think just objectively that like he looks like a pretty handsome guy right there with the gray?
Well, yeah,
I think it looks kind of good.
Yeah, when he started taking care of himself, he started really looking like a handsome guy.
I think he actually looks better showing the gray than the baseball hat, because when he has the baseball hat and then the gray beard, it looks like baby on top, old man on the bottom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to make up your mind. And also the other thing I didn't bring up with Dave is, why was his outfit so tight for the pickleball?
I don't know.
Well, he didn't need to wear a shirt that tight. I don't need to see every...
Compression? You didn't need a compression top?
Yeah, I was trying to find the nice way to say this. We just don't need to see it that tight.
Would you want to wear something baggy?
Not baggy, but there's a middle ground. How about a dark color?
You
just go black.
You wanted to leave something to the imagination?
Yeah, I don't need to know.
Or at least a man's ear? Something to hold it up. Hold everything high and tight?
It was both light colored and snug. You gotta, if you're gonna go snug, you gotta go black. Trust me, I know all the tricks.
And it was noticeably cold in there.
I didn't look that close. All right. I haven't gotten one chance all day long to mention the Masters, which was a lot of fun yesterday. It was almost epic.
Sergio Garcia. What are you doing?
Why?
You didn't see that?
I didn't see the Sergio. I was in and out dealing with a bunch of things.
Second hole, drive.
Okay.
Probably, it looked fine off, but clearly he was not happy with the drive. The tee.
Okay.
Starts slamming the driver into the turf. Like hammer, like he's some duffer on a Sunday or a Saturday morning.
That's what he felt like.
At a town golf course. And like flipping out.
Where is
so
he?
First of all, etiquette warning out of the gate, of course, from Augusta.
By the way, how did he even make the cut?
And then he takes the club and starts slamming it against the garbage can off the side of the tee box. So now he can't use the club for the rest of the day.
Strong. Interesting strategy.
What are you doing?
And like you weren't going to
So
win.
he must have been going through something, and that was we've all been there, of course. How many of us haven't done that?
What?
Just
I
you hit a bad shot and you just
destroyed the club?
Well, I've never destroyed a club, but I have you give it a whack into the ground every now and then. They get pissed off. But he became a regular guy right there.
Well,
you watching it right now?
I'm pulling it up right now. This is the drive, because it sounds like there's multiple things, but one of them is broke the driver.
Yeah, but the drive itself, you could see he wasn't happy with whatever spin he put on it, and then he just starts hammering away at the grass.
These guys are so good, by the way, that they even know how bad that shot was. It just rolled too far, went into the sand.
Yeah,
and he was crushing.
Yeah, furious. So there was something going on with him, and that just set him off.
At least I can finally relate to Sergio Garcia.
You know what I mean?
I've done it.
They're regular people too.
Oh yeah.
They just hit it.
Well, Rory's
150 yards farther than you do.
Rory's barely regular.
Well, no, this
back-to-back Masters is special. Here's Rory.
I thought it was so difficult to win last year because of trying to win the Masters and the Grand Slam, and then this year I realized it's just really difficult to win the Masters. Tried to convince myself it was both, but just incredible. I obviously did the bulk of my work on Thursday and Friday. I don't think I would have believed anyone if they said to me, all you have to do is shoot even par for the weekend and you'll win.
You ever notice that, like a lot of the UK, they don't say it's am.
Yeah.
The accent's fantastic.
Yeah,
Me Lucky Charms.
No, that's not the way you want to go.
No?
I don't think so.
Sounded very similar.
Me Lucky Charms.
Sounded very similar.
It
was a great day for him, though.
He's awesome. He's only 36, guys.
Think about it. He had to last year was him overcoming one of his greatest frustrations, and now all he's done is won it twice in a row.
And
think about that.
There's some people coming for him.
Oh.
because he spent so much time over the last couple of months at Augusta preparing. He cared about winning again.
But it's great. This was his one, right? The thing he couldn't do. And then not only did he overcome it, but he did it again to prove, like, yeah, that wasn't a fluke. I own this now.
They caught up with Tiger on Rory winning a second.
Yeah, I was just talking to the president.
Well, that's not relevant in this case. But what do you think about Rory? Did you get to see any?
Yeah, I was just talking to the president.
Oh, well, okay.
He was probably watching too. So, Rory's thoughts on being maybe considered by some the greatest European player of all time?
Yeah, like today I tie Nick. So yeah, there's obviously going to be that conversation and that debate is going to be had, but it's a cool conversation to be a part of. So, but again, like it took me 10 years to win at my 5th major, and then my 6th one's come pretty soon after it. So yeah, I'm not putting a number on it, but I certainly don't want to stop here.
Nick Faldo, of course, handsome gentleman.
Colin Montgomery, not in the conversation, but it's still a good European player.
I just threw it out there.
Well, he was good. Sergio Garcia
was, yeah, until he broke his club. Now they might kick him out. Never come back.
But yeah, man, and he's like I said, he's 36. So Rory still got some gas in the tank.
Yeah.
He's been going so long. I guess Rory was that young when he started, huh? Like 20?
Yeah.
Because we've been watching him forever, it feels like.
Yeah.
He
was one of the young punks.
Yeah,
remember
he was
when the
battling,
game started to turn?
He was battling
Scotty,
with Tiger.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And now he's going to be a whole era after Tiger where he's the guy.
Yeah.
And here's my thing. So Scotty Scheffler was incredible the last couple of days and had no business being as close as he was, except for the fact that he's Scotty Scheffler, and he ends up finishing one stroke off at 11 under, and he was so close. I think on 17, missed a par putt by an inch. I mean, a birdie putt by an inch. Could have ended up easily tied with Rory and having to have a playoff.
Wasn't that there was one hole that no one birdied the whole tournament, and I thought there was somebody who missed it by just like.
Well, I know. I don't.
It might have been that the hole that you're talking about.
But Scheffler was so brilliant the last couple of days, because just to be clear, Scheffler had listen how the first 2 days played out for each. Round 1, 67 for Rory, a 70 for Scotty. Round 2, here's where it gets crazy. A 65 for Rory, a 74 for Scotty.
Oh, wait.
And Scotty finished one off the pace.
So he was on a rampage the last 2 days.
On Saturday and Sunday, Scheffler hit a 65 and a 68 to Rory's 73 and 71, and was able to hang on.
He was 11 back? Am I got? Is
yeah,
the math right?
What you mean? You mean down?
Yeah.
You mean how far back was he?
Yeah. So did he make
12.
up 10? He was 12 back, so he made up 10 strokes.
He made up 11 strokes. He made up 11 strokes. Dude, I've said this before and I'll say it again. If Scotty Scheffler had charisma and a personality, the sport would be in a different place.
Yeah, I agree.
He's
a rival.
So sick good. Scotty Scheffler could make you watch golf because you have to see what he's capable of.
But
except for the fact that when you look at him
and
when
he talks,
of
milk.
He's
a glass
with
of
a
milk.
side of more milk.
Yeah, right.
You want to wash that milk down with some milk?
Yeah, oatmeal cookie and a milk. It's unfortunate.
Can I at least get some raisins?
No,
just plain oatmeal.
Just straight oatmeal.
Yeah,
oatmeal cookie and milk. That's what you're getting.
It's
not terrible, but
if he had some spark, he's 29.
Yeah.
Scheffler's 29.
Yeah.
Now, by the way, Scheffler's it's gonna work out for him. Don't feel bad. He made $2.4 million yesterday.
I think
to Rory's $4.5 million. So that was your Masters.
Okay.
Tyrese Halliburton was on Pat McAfee talking about his health issues he's been having.
Pacers show.
Big Pacers show. Talking about see what you did there. Enjoy it, Alan. Not such a great postseason for the Pacers. But unfortunately, on a serious note, Tyrese has been dealing with shingles.
Yes.
And here's Tyrese.
I'm going on 8 weeks of shingles right now, face shingles. I haven't been able to get rid of it. I've switched my meds like 3 times, and I've gotten a Botox injection. None of it has helped. And the new meds, side effect of the meds, is that I'm always hungry and weight gain. So it's making me gain weight. And the problem is, I said when I did LeBron's podcast on Mind the Game, I said, I'm the heaviest I've been right now. I'm bulking. I'm strong. I'm lifting all the time. This is good. And then face shingles hit me. And so now the bulking has turned into just bigger for no reason. So now they're killing me on social media. I've seen I'm being called Tyrese Halliburger.
That's pretty funny.
But
I haven't seen him.
I saw the picture. I saw him today on McAfee.
He looks the same.
He looked fine. I don't know if he's wearing
They
makeup
said
or
he's
anything,
playing,
but-
like, I think 4-on-4. They said he's been, he's working his way back.
He's
but
been playing 5-on-5.
5-on-5.
Yeah.
But the danger, of course, like anything, is that when you gain a lot of weight during an injury, coming back puts a lot of stress on the joints. You're trying to move the way you used to move, and it's just different. And so it's a very dangerous thing for him, which is why when people say, like, Tatum came back right away, why can't, where's Halliburton at? And it's like, no, his recovery is going to be different, especially because it came a lot later, of course, in the finals. But I hope he can shed a lot of that weight before the season starts.
I mean, he should. Listen, I assume we'll get through the shingles thing soon.
That's also scary.
Yes.
Face?
Yeah, it's not fun. I don't envy him.
Painful.
Here's Charles Barkley, the Chuckster.
Sure.
On teams sitting players. I'm sure it'll be supportive.
Let's
of it,
hear it.
Whatever they need.
Let's rest these two guys. Come on, man. You rest Wemby, maybe. You rest Joker and Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon.
Getting up to
You rest
170.
LeBron because he's 102 years old. But all these dudes just sitting out. That's just disrespectful, man.
I don't understand. I'm telling you, I just don't understand the NBA culture anymore when it comes to being okay. And I'm not even talking about from the teams, from fans. They're just okay with it. Not playing anybody. Like the Knicks didn't play anybody yesterday. Right? Only guy that played, first of all, Mikal Bridges started the game, and 23 seconds in, they took a foul so he can come out of the game, just so he can get his credit that he was in a game to keep his streak alive.
Well, it's funny. Okay, so sort of related to that.
Okay. But other than that, everybody else sat in a game that meant something to Charlotte.
Charles also ripped players for complaining about the 65-game rule for awards.
I don't think 65 game is a lot to ask, man. Shut the hell up. Y'all voted on that in the collective bargaining, and now y'all want to complain. If y'all wasn't sitting on your ass half the time sipping margaritas and stuff, they want to put the 65-game threshold in there. Shut the hell up.
He's 100% right. This is because when you ask about this rule, and I love some people in the media that are suddenly now all of a sudden like waving the flag for the players about how it's a really hard game to play these days, and 65 is unfair and all that crap. Like, stop it. Because the whole reason why they had to make this rule was because players were randomly sitting out games and then expecting to get awards like All NBA and other things that, by the way, made you more money. You have bonuses in these contracts. You have super maxes and regular maxes that you are eligible for when you're named to this stuff. So now, of course, why do you think you're pissed off? Because an injury actually happened, which is going to cost you 65 games, going to cost you money. Sorry. That's how it goes. This was a year where it happened.
It's hard to argue.
It's like you can't keep we can't keep making a rule and then realizing that's too tough of a rule and let's dial it back. No, make a rule, stick to it. And that's what the 65 games represents. 80% of the season. Not 100, 80. That's all we're asking. Just play. You get 20% of the season that you can relax, that you can take nights off. 20%. Like, that's a big deal. That's a lot of the season.
Yeah, it's not a short
Come
amount.
on. Think about it. It's almost 20-something games. Like, you can do that. You can take 17 games, and you can be eligible. That's a lot.
It's 1/5 of the season.
But if you're telling me that that's too difficult, I'm sorry. By the way,
maybe the awards aren't for you.
Well, there was a number of players who were able to make 65 or more, and to say, well, we're going to have a bad All NBA team because guys who really aren't that great are going to get All NBA. You know what? Availability is still a very good ability. It's still
one
valuable.
of the top abilities.
Well, it's still valuable. So I don't care if so-and-so is going to be All-NBA third team, but really shouldn't have been because these other guys weren't eligible. So when people look at this season and wonder why is, Joe Blow third team All-NBA, it's because a star player didn't play enough games. Tell the story.
Guys, Luka Doncic, also speaking of health in the NBA, might not be on the court for the playoffs this weekend, but he will be with the team. He's returning to L.A. on Friday after spending the last week in Spain, where he received multiple injections for his grade 2 left hamstring strain. Why did he have to go to Spain for the strain?
He was getting treatment in Europe to help accelerate the healing process.
Is that
Yeah, that's what he wanted to do.
Okay. Well, the Lakers host the Rockets in a 4-5 matchup. Game 1 is Saturday at 8:30.
By the way, the Lakers
on ABC.
are the 4th seed. The heavy favorite in Vegas to win the series is the Rockets. I think it's like plus 750.
By the way, it's a kind of compelling first-round matchup.
It is.
God, the West
KD,
is,
LeBron.
KD, LeBron. Like, dude, the West is always stacked.
Yeah.
Even with stuff that you're not thinking about. You're like, wow, that's pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm. Look at the play-ins.
Lastly, guys, Jonathan Quick is calling a career tonight. That'll be it. He is retiring at the age of 40 after 2 decades.
A game you can hear on 1050.
It will be his last start for the Rangers against the Panthers. I know Anthony is really upset about this Rangers season coming to an end.
I think he's numb now. Now he's upset about the Yankee season.
However, this will be, counting the playoffs, Jonathan Quick's 921st appearance.
God bless. Good for him.
How about that?
Local guy does good. Happy for Jonathan Quick. Great career, by the way.
I was going to look up his stats really quick.
Yeah?
Well, because I wanted to see them.
Probably the best American-born goalie and one of the best modern goalies of all time.
Connecticut guy, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, Connecticut guy. I forget where.
He's the best American-born
goalie. He's one of them, if not the best.
He put him in the conversation, for sure.
Wow.
Was Belfour?
Was Belfour American?
What he was. Eddie the Eagle?
Well, if so, give me Ed Belfour all day. Respectfully.
He'd be a Canadian.
I thought so.
Belfour. Who am I thinking of then?
Ryan Miller.
From that era.
Well, not that era.
Who was I thinking?
From the 90s?
Yeah, I don't know why I thought Belfour.
Yeah, I was like, he seems too good, respectfully.
He seems too good.
I'm guessing.
No, there was that era, his era.
You mean Beazer?
Not John Van Beesbrook. He's not American.
Last 3 years, of course, of Quick's career have been with the Rangers. He will, of course, be known as a king. He was there from 07-08 through into 22-23.
Wait a minute. Now,
John Van Beesbrook is 100% American.
He's killing me right now.
He's from Michigan.
Well, Van Beesbrook's American, but he's, very nice player.
I'm having a day.
You all right?
No, I'm old.
That'll do it for ENN.
Wow.
On this Monday evening.
I had Ed Belfour as American.
Well, listen, you started
Van Beesbrook as Canadian.
No,
because I think of him as Ontario for some reason.
Well, he's the Beezer.
Yeah, well,
and by the way, you're the Geezer. That'll do it for ENN, brought to you by Fanatics Fest NYC. Fanatics Fest returning to the Javits Center July 16th to the 19th. All of your favorite stars from baseball, from football, from WWE. Everyone is there. So many. It's the largest sports fan festival in the world. Tickets available now at fanaticsfest.com. Alan, we still have tons of phone calls to get to.
I'm
Last
not recovering
call
from
crew.
that. There's no
Alan's going to take a moment, have a drink, maybe take a nap. We'll be right back.
Flyaways. Even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
That's ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
Listen, I know the mentality. You try to play through pain and walk it off. Push through one more day. But when it comes to neck pain, back pain, sciatica, or nerve pain, that's a losing game. That's when you call Dr. J. Shaw at Sandwell Pain. Dr. Shaw is one of New Jersey's top pain specialists, Ivy League trained, double board certified, and he focuses on non-surgical solutions that get real results. No cuts, no downtime, no dependence on pain meds. He builds you a custom game plan for you so that you can move better, feel better, and live pain-free. Same-day or next-day appointments are available. Visit SandwellPain.com. Stop managing pain. Start beating it.
The New York City Department of Correction offers countless career opportunities, from specialized units to leadership roles that support public safety and change lives for the better. It starts with one step: registering for the New York City Correction Officer exam. Earn over $109,000 after just 5.5 years. Benefits on day one, job security, pension at any age after 22 years of service. Go to nyc.gov/joinDOC or search Join DOC. One career, many opportunities. Register today to take the test.
Chris Carlin with you. Glad to be joined right now by Taylor Canfield. He is the U.S. Sail GP team driver, and we are all getting ready for the Mubadala, New York Sail Grand Prix coming up at the end of May. Taylor, how we doing?
Yeah, we're excited for the home event in New York, and can't wait to be there and racing in front of all the fans.
Now, what is your role as driver of the U.S. Sail GP team?
So as a driver, you kind of have two different roles. One is trying to help make sure that the boat is going, as fast as you can around the racetrack. And then in addition to that, it's kind of the decision maker on board, and using the information that I'm getting from the whole team and the coach booth to kind of make those split-second decisions around the racetrack.
It sounds like an awesome atmosphere. What's the energy going to be like sailing right at New York City?
There's no better feeling racing in front of the home crowd, representing our country, and hearing their cheering through our headsets that we have on board is, it gives me the chills just thinking about it. So we're pumped.
We're looking forward to the Mubadala New York Sail Grand Prix coming at the end of May. Taylor, thanks.
It feels like everyone's sick right now. You aren't imagining it. Doctors say this is the worst cold and flu season in 25 years, and it's not over. I was just traveling. It was like everyone around me was coughing, sneezing, and sick. I can't afford to get sick, and I doubt you can either. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. Having a medical emergency kit is like having urgent care and pharmacy right in your home. It includes essential prescriptions like generic Z-Pak to help you get well faster, plus important antibiotics to treat pneumonia, strep throat, sinus and ear infections, nausea, even UTIs, and many more common and serious illnesses. It's your kit the moment you need it. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. It's genius. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. I can save you $45 when you use my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. Again, save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
When you're vacationing in your RV, there are some things you can always count on. Taking the kayaks out on the lake, hot dogs on the grill, and your sister's boyfriend pulling out his acoustic guitar.
Everyone quiet! Harrison's playing. Wow, you're so good, Harrison.
With Progressive, your RV is protected 24/7, so you're prepared for whatever you don't see coming. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in D.C.
We all know winning means showing up stronger, faster, better than before. And when you're chasing that edge, the Drop by GNC cuts through the noise, bringing you the best new innovations in sports nutrition and performance. From muscle building and strength support to improved recovery and focus, we curate the newest drops from GNC Amp, Pro Performance, and Mega Min. Plus, Ghost, Raw Nutrition, Bucked Up, and the top new brands changing the game. No guesswork, just leveling up. Check out the Drop by GNC for what's new, what works, and what's next.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. Rings End is your locally owned Benjamin Moore retailer. They're your store for quality with a full line of brilliant and durable Benjamin Moore paints. They're your store for inspiration with thousands of colors and a variety of sheens. And Rings End is your store for expertise with one-on-one advice for contractors and homeowners. Insist on Benjamin Moore paint from Rings End because the gorgeous color you love can't be matched in another brand of paint.
25 a month, 5 whole years. Same sweet number in your ears. Check it in a year, check it in 5. This ain't optimum 5, but price is still alive. 25 a month, 5 whole years. Same sweet number in your ears. Get Optimum famously fast fiber internet. Optimum.com/25 for 5. Or call 8884-OPTIMUM. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
Tom Barrasso. All right. Listen, I only know one American. I only know one American goalie, and that's of course Rick DiPietro. All the other ones, they pale in comparison. That's my problem. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
It's a good one.
But Belfour was obviously not who I was thinking of. It was, and you know why?
But he played Barrasso in the Stanley Cup.
It's the fact that it's Barrasso and Belfour have something in common other than their last names start with B. Is they both weren't really, they were both prickly kind of personalities.
Got it.
You know what I mean? And so I was thinking of who's the guy, everybody said he was a bad guy. And then now, and it so just sent me down into this terrible vortex of just forgetting about who was American and who was Canadian. So
I understand. It happens.
Not my best.
I'm going to let you get up.
But I'm going to thank John Mack and Chris on Twitter who both said Tom Barrasso, ? And I made it like, that's the name. Why did I screw that up? So that was that. Lots of calls, 800-919-3776. Hey, speaking of hockey, Felicia in Mississippi joining us. Hey, Felicia.
Hey, guys. I feel like I haven't talked to you in forever.
Right.
So, of course, I just wanted to kind of vent, and you feel my pain, I'm sure, and I'll understand too, Alan. I'm so disappointed. I missed the first part of the show. I know Anthony said you guys talked a little bit about it, but I didn't hear it, so I apologize if I'm reiterating what you already said. But I'm just so frustrated. Like a little over 2 weeks ago, we had every opportunity while every team around us was losing to just rack up, more points in the standings, and we just completely fell apart.
Right.
I trust Darsh, and I think that DeBoer is going to be a good hire, but we have got to get the power play figured out. Like, that's been an issue for us for 10 plus years. It's ridiculous. And my other point, I feel bad. I'm not blaming Sorokin by any means, but, he was by himself, basically, the last couple months because Riddick just couldn't play. And Varlamov had all those surgeries in the past 2 years. I don't think he's ever coming back to the NHL. So we're going to have to figure out a backup.
They have to find a backup for sure. You're absolutely right. Because Varlamov, they gave him a lot of time to try to recover, but it doesn't sound good. And Sorokin, it looked like, almost ran out of gas, right? Like he had played so well, and then they relied so much on him. These last couple of games, a little shaky.
Back to back.
Yes. And so that's tough. But there's something, and you're right about the power play. They do miss Palmieri big time. They really missed him. But they do have to figure out this offseason whether or not Darsh can do a big swing for something. Right? Like when you get a talent like Schaefer, you've got to feel like, okay, we've got a type of piece that can help win a Stanley Cup. Then you have Sorokin. All right, we have a goalie that can help us win a Stanley Cup. Those are two of the hardest pieces to find. Now you got to, the last thing is to bring in that guy that just suddenly the culture changes. And I don't know, can Darsh do it? That's a huge question to ask. But I to me, that's what I'm waiting for. Are you the guy that can make that big move for a player that sort of changes everything and brings you up to that level now where you can feel like you're one of the elites? But they're a lot of the same guys, Felicia, on this team for a long time now. And the results keep kind of being the same towards the end. So good to hear from you. Keep the faith as always, of course. So the Yankees tonight take on the Angels. We gave you the lineup earlier. No Grisham in the lineup. No Rice in the lineup. No Rice in the lineup is one that has everybody.
I hate when there's no Rice in my lineup.
Freaking out because he's the one guy that's actually, giving you something offensively. But, it's just his turn to take a day off, I guess. But Aaron Judge said something after the game yesterday that caught some people's attention. The Yankee offensive struggles.
All right.
He was asked, the captain, are the guys just trying too much?
It's tough, but it's our job. We got to go out there and take care of business. I think it's just the products of guys just trying to go out there and do their job. It's a tough game, and we're expected to go out there and win. We're expected to go out there and put our team in the best position. And when things are kind of going your way, guys try to do a little extra. But no, we're going to be in a good spot. It's been an up and down year so far, but it's still early. Guys are having great at bats. We see a lot of bright things going on this season, and we're gonna change it.
Okay, so he always spins it positive at the end. But there was a moment in the middle there where he did kind of seem to agree guys are doing too much, trying to do extra, trying to help. And, again, all for good reason. You're trying to win. But it does sound like that. Aaron Boone, before the game tonight, was asked about what Judge said.
Yeah, I think that definitely happens offensively early in the season. And that's why, I always talk about wanting guys to get their firsts out of the way and kind of get into the normal flow of the season. But anytime you get out of the gates a little bit slow, it's all you have to go on at that point. You want to get it going. So what Aaron says really good is, really keeping it simple there. You're thinking small, think about the at-bat and just taking a tough at-bat. And as you do that, and with the talent that the group has, that'll start to snowball. But, so it's one little good at-bat, pass the baton, keep it moving. And but we got to get some guys to that place.
Or it's the opposing manager seeing Ryan McMahon in the on-deck circle and saying, let me walk somebody.
Might as well.
Because I know this guy's just an easy out.
Yep.
And that's exactly what happened. And that's got to get into your head. If you're a player and you know that the opposing teams just can't wait to get you up at the plate because they know you're an automatic out, the last three positions in the lineup, automatic outs.
I mean, they're. I think each one bats 100. So
100's not good, right?
No, 100's 100%.
Oh, 100% is very good.
That's what I thought it meant.
I don't think it's that. Here's more of Boone pregame. Are they being too selective at the plate?
I don't see that as something yet. Look, every day is different. We face Yusei Kikuchi tonight. That approach is a little bit different than against Drew Rasmussen. So we're going to always lean on the side of I want us to control the zone. That's our identity and one of our biggest strengths. And just because you're not getting some results doesn't mean you start hit chasing, and that's when you start expanding and get yourself in trouble. So simplifying things, have a good at bat, thinking small, I think are really good things when you're kind of trying to get that traction and find your way a little bit. But again, like I consider controlling the zone doesn't mean you don't go up there aggressive to the first pitch. Like we're looking for a certain pitch. I want our guys to have a specific plan as a group, but also individually, each at bat. And if you get your pitch, like let's get busy with it. So again, especially when you're going through a time where you're not hitting a lot of home runs, you got to make hay when we have opportunities. We've had, for the most part, enough base runners out there. We got to cash them in.
Yeah, the runners in scoring position thing has always been a problem early in the season for both teams. Jay in the Bronx on the Yankees. Jay, you're up next.
Hey, thanks for taking a call. Just two quick comments. I guess my biggest problem right now as a lifelong Yankee fan is, and you just heard it in the commercial break earlier, you still sell us on the legacy and the championships and the pennants and the big horns and the clips of the old Yankees doing their thing. And then once we buy the tickets, you tell us it's a crapshoot. You have to settle for a pretty good team who should make the playoff every year. But, the World Series, that's a crapshoot. I think it's a little bit of a mixed message. And two, yeah, and I think Don asked the question, would I prefer a perennially good team, tier 2 team, or bottom out and hopefully, chase a championship? I prefer the latter because it at least tells me that we're trying our best to win the whole thing. I don't think the Yankees, that's, making the playoffs to me is a Tampa Bay thing. The Yankees are and will always be defined by championships, for better or worse, and that, again, is the way they sell it to us. So if, we're marred in this second or third or fourth best team in the league, and this goes for the Knicks as well. If we don't make it to the finals, I'd have no problems if you just start from scratch. That's just how I feel. And, especially with the Yankees, because Yankee fans have been kind of, molded into expecting a certain thing. And I think it's a bit disingenuous for the organization to say, well, at least you guys get to the playoffs every year. That's just my personal opinion as a fan.
Yeah,
it's fair.
I think, again, when it's been this long and it's the same, like it just feels every year, feels the same. It starts with Groundhog Day. It's almost like, how do you get to the next step? I always use the phrase advance the cause. Like, how do you take it to the next level? Because I don't think there should be a complacency with, hey, every year, though, we're in it. Well, but when are you ever in it and feel like you can win the whole thing?
Don't know. Which is crazy because you get to the World Series. You get to you played 5 games in the World Series. You think that means you're close.
You
but
were there.
It didn't feel like that.
Oh my God, no.
And by the way, the second it started to feel like it might feel like something, it burned spectacularly. One of the worst moments in history. That doesn't help. You can't forget that part.
Right.
Like I wonder if we feel different if they lose in 11 innings in Game 7 to the Dodgers.
Well, again,
versus the way they lost.
The way the Blue Jays went out last year, if the Yankees went out like that,
are you still?
You would feel like, boy, that was just a knockdown dragout. Now you're always going to have the fans that are probably, would be chasing Boone with torches and pitchforks about decisions made in the series that they would find reasons why it cost you the series. That's what people do. But overall, you'd have what did we do when that series was over? You saluted the Blue Jays for putting up the fight that they put up.
You're right.
That's all you're looking for. But when you go out the way they went out in that World Series with bad decisions of bringing in pitchers and obviously, the miscues in the field, and then the Dodgers afterwards saying, "Oh yeah, we knew what to do with them. We knew they were a mess. They weren't good fundamentally." Like when they told you that was their game plan. Yeah, that's the part that has to really bother you as a fan. All right, last call, crew, 800-919-3776. A lot of people want to talk about the Knicks. We'll do that and more before we send it off to Dan Grassa at the top of the hour. Hahn Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
The Knicks. It's great to be in this position, but it doesn't really mean anything because at the end of the day, when you get in the playoffs, you got to find a way to win 4 of those 7. The Hawks.
Atlanta's a good team. They're a good team. Everybody's good, especially at this time of the year.
The NBA playoffs.
You are better than Atlanta. Period. Stop. You should go out and you should beat Atlanta. And it should not be one of these extended series either. No, you should beat them in 5. You should.
Game 1 coverage begins Saturday at 5 on 880, 1050, and the ESPN New York app.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Gold and silver prices are soaring and near all-time highs. If you want to get cash in your hands for your old jewelry, now is the time. Get the most competitive prices at the Estates Roadshow. Old rings, chains, and even broken jewelry. Don't wait. Cash in while gold and silver are hot. 4 locations this week: Paramus, Staten Island, Old Bridge, and Toms River. Bring your gold, silver, coins, diamonds, and watches. Even broken pieces, and get cash on the spot. There's never been a better time to sell. No appointments, no fees, no pressure. Just friendly, professional buyers with over 35 years in the business. Go to the Estates Roadshow Monday through Friday in Paramus at the Courtyard by Marriott, Staten Island at the Hilton Garden Inn, and Friday through Tuesday in Old Bridge at TMT Cash for Gold. The bright yellow building on Route 9 South in Toms River, corner of Route 37 and Hooper Avenue. For more info, follow Estates Roadshow on Facebook or go to tmtcashforgold.com.
Hi, this is Chevy, managing partner at Precision Solar. If you're looking at solar in New York, New Jersey, or Connecticut, here's what actually matters. Real numbers, honest answers, and a team that handles everything. We manage the entire process from start to finish. Designs, approvals, installation, and even a brand new roof if you need one. We don't sell you more than your home actually needs. Just smart systems designed for long-term savings and predictable energy costs. Visit PrecisionSolar.com to schedule your free home assessment. Precision Solar, built to perform for decades.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. Ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
You know the rush when you reach that goal, when something you've worked for pays off. That's success. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we believe you should never stop chasing it. That's why we offer a skills-based education that helps move your career forward. Learn how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science. Build your leadership and critical thinking skills. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
NBA fans don't just watch the game, they live it.
So stream like you're courtside with NBA League Pass, your ticket to all the action. Watch your favorite team shine and catch the league's brightest stars and rising stars at the same time with multi-view on your favorite devices. From the plays you can't believe to the most live games and the drama that comes with it. If it happens on the court, it's happening on NBA League Pass.
Only select out-of-market games available. Blackout restrictions apply. Additional charges and other conditions may apply. Visit NBA.com/subscriber agreement for full terms and conditions.
Make cancer screening a part of your annual healthcare routine. New York Presbyterian offers a full range of cancer screenings, including lung, cervical, prostate, colorectal, breast, and more. Regular cancer screenings could save your life by detecting cancer at its earliest, most treatable stages. Screenings are available across New York City and Westchester. Learn more at nyp.org/cancer screening. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
Attention, New York Verizon mobile customers. Score a massive win with award-winning Fios home internet for an incredible $20 a month, guaranteed for 3 years. Switch today for savings you can count on. Call 1-800-VERIZON now. For new Fios customers with autopay, mobile and home, and bonus discount. Enrollment required. 3-year price guarantee applies to the Fios base monthly rate only. Additional terms apply.
Okay. Don would be like, I've never heard this in my life. What is this? Is this popular?
Couldn't understand it.
I don't know it, and I don't care to know it.
Wow.
Don't need to know. It was I thought last week the Don medal list was an interesting day. It was a choice. It was a choice. Like, it could have been a day, just for the record. I just want you to imagine reverse. Right?
Okay.
Because Don is in charge of the list segment. Would we agree?
It's his list.
It's his thing.
Yeah.
Now, I'm happy to be helpful, and so are you, right? We could bring a list. No problem.
Always like to jump in and do what we can to make
So
it better.
if Don were to text me at 11 a.m., noon, and go, can you come up with a list today? Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I got you.
I'm a little busy.
I got a few hours, but give me a few hours. I got it. Instead, Don pulled the one out of his back pocket that he just has sitting there.
That's a July list. We said that, right? That's a July Sports Talk Radio.
Well, it's July 1987 list. Here's the thing.
One of his most accepted and well, I don't know, complimented lists he's ever done, though.
Because the people who actually knew about it,
right? Because
Don knows what he's talking about.
It was probably shared by those who love metal.
Because if you love, but here's the thing. The one part is, the reason I'm bringing this up now when Don's not here is I don't want to get into a big fight with him about it. No, first of all, by the way, of course I'm fine with it, but you know me, I'm good with any of us doing it. I'm good with any of us doing the things that we're passionate about.
Yep.
And that's no problem.
Yep.
And if nothing else, even if I didn't enjoy it in terms of knowing what was going on, it furthers to establish who Don is. And I'm always about character development on a show. That was Don. It's all good.
But we know it's his passion, so you support it.
But it's just...
It was random, though, at the time.
If you were to
the
make
timing
the comp,
was random.
No, I mean the timing. The contents are very... Like, Don would go, well, it's like you making a hip-hop list. But it's not. You can't make a comp between metal and other pop music. It's not pop music. It is niche music of like 35, 40 years ago.
Well, I guess that's the thing, is that it's an era. It's a bygone era. It's like if I made a vocal jazz list.
That's right.
Even though vocal jazz is still a thing today.
But it's even more niche in its heyday than metal.
But there was a time it had a heyday where you just,
But like metal now
out Bobby Darin.
isn't a truly active genre that's like influential in a real way. It's just not.
Yeah.
Now, I don't care about that. God bless you. But I'm just talking about in terms of the sheer people knowing what you might be talking.
All I'm saying is in the middle of like a month where everything sports is going on, I just felt like interesting choice for now, and that's a list we could do.
What's the guy's name? Strategy? Interesting strategy?
A bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it works.
But the metal people enjoyed it. And I just want everyone to remember this when I randomly in June give you like a top 5 MCs from L.A., all of which, by the way, would be more famous than everyone on the list. I just want everyone to remember, okay?
We all do what we want. Follow our own rules. We
We make our list. We check them twice.
That's all. And
I was sure I would know someone. I was waiting.
It's about
for
traffic. I
I'm gonna
knew
know
again.
someone.
I had bands in mind, but I don't know the names of the singers. That's the problem that I had. It's
sure
like me naming American goalies. I'm terrible at it.
I thought he'd at least have like Ozzy, and I'm like, oh, cool, Ozzy.
Yeah, no.
That
was amazing.
No Ozzy.
Queensryche though.
Queensryche. At least I know Queensryche. I know who they are.
Yeah,
but that's it.
Well, you know what else?
What's that?
We have a game time.
Oh.
It's brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey because when it's game time,
it's Tully time. It's Tully time.
So the Mets are in L.A. They're taking on the Dodgers because when you need a slump buster, who better than the Dodgers, right?
Perfect.
Coverage immediately follows Dan Grassa on 880 at 9:30 sharp. The Rangers, they visit the Panthers. The coverage on 1050 starts at 6:30. It is also, right, tonight is the Jonathan Quick final
That's right.
game of his career. Great. He's from the tri-state area, UMass, and of course,
he's American, Alan.
He is an American goalie that I'm learning, which is nice. That was a bad moment for me. Top 5 worst moment for me.
All right, I'll do that on Wednesday.
Air.
That's my list on Wednesday.
Yeah, that's easy. Top 5. Yankees, by the way, they're back home in the Bronx, facing their fans, which might be a lot tougher than facing the Angels, I might say, because they have struggled of late as well. First pitch 7:05, so coming up shortly. Will Warren on the mound.
Oh boy.
For the Yankees. No Ben Rice in the lineup tonight. No Trent Grisham either. Note that. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, triple cash matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. Finishing up with some calls. How
Shall
about
we?
Chauncey in Westwood? Chauncey.
Hey, what's up, guys? So definitely wasn't happy to hear that MSG wouldn't have the first round. And, I'm sure the playoff adrenaline, I won't be too broken up about it once game time starts.
Sure.
But, Peter, you were talking about you don't really get it because, the Commanders don't have a hometown broadcast. I mean, I'm lucky enough to be, young enough to where I don't know Knicks basketball without this current MSG crew.
Wow.
So it's like even the games that they're like also on the simulcast on national, I'll check in over there, and it feels like I'm in foreign territory. I go back to MSG, and I'm back at home. And one thing they've done such a great job over the years at MSG is they've kept the crew consistent. The guys in the studio, you, Alan, Mike, and Clyde. Aside from being a huge Knicks fan, I just genuinely love the MSG broadcast. Let's go Knicks.
Thank you, Chauncey.
And I was downplaying it earlier, but just to be clear, for the Knicks fans and the local baseball fans who love their local broadcast, I totally understand why your preference would be that, for sure.
All right, quickly here, Bobby in Belmore. Bobby.
Yeah, hi, how are you? Listen, I don't understand why they sat all their starters. If they would have won the game, they would have had home court over Denver in the NBA Finals. I know everyone does this today. I've seen all these guys.
Thoughts, Alan? We only have 20 seconds.
Yeah, no, can't worry about the finals. You got to worry about keeping your guys healthy and not have any crazy injuries that could happen. You never know about home court advantage in the finals.
If you get to the finals.
If it's Denver. So, well, that's how we're going to end that.
Let's run it back
Don
tomorrow.
will be back with us tomorrow. We're going to run it back tomorrow. Enjoy the games tonight, everybody.
Wow.